Furniture and Appliance. Farmers Insurance Agent Kurt Nettles. Also, J&J Recovery. Don's Auto Service. Bodies Outdoors. Long Electric. Landmark Bank. West Plains Lock and Key. West Plains Roofing. Stuart Morrison Ready Mix. Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment. Brad Guffey Motors. The Fisher Law Firm. Norman Orr Office Supply. By Zizzer Buggy Bath. Harvest Bank. Bracket Service Center. Ozarks Medical Center. SMP Quality Auto Glass. Outpost Motorsports. KT Roofing. State Farm Insurance Agent Justin Shelby. SRS Electric. Captain D's. West Plains Bank and Trust Company. Butler Heating and Air. And Southern Hill Shopping Center.
And now West Plains Zizzers football on the official home of the Zizzers, Hot Country KDY.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting evening of Zizzer football. Reed, it's fall. The crisp air's here.
Yeah, it's finally under 110 degrees here in the booth.
Well, I noticed the flies aren't even moving. It's so cold up here.
Well, they died back in the heat wave.
Well, they did.
Boiled.
Yeah, now that, well, no, there's still one moving over here. But the good thing is, got word from Coach Simpkins, next year, this has been condemned. We're going to have a brand new booth. So, if you guys want to help us out with getting some good furniture, go down to Norman Orr, buy that for us. Reed and I have a good place to sit and bring you Zizzer football, which tonight, Reed, is going to be a very important game as the Glendale Falcons are in town. You and I talked before we got on the radio. Glendale scores a lot of points, and they took Camdenton 42-50.
Yeah, I mean, they've been all over the board this year. You never really know what you're going to get out of Glendale, but they're always one of those scary teams. It's going to come down to matchups, and if they have the matchups and they have the advantage in that matchup, they will take advantage of it all night, which is what happened at Camdenton. Took them all the way down the wire and really should have won the game.
They should have won the game, but they lost that one 42-50. But once again, putting up 42 points against Camdenton, the Laker, number 2 team in the state. Waynesville last week lost a close game, 24-28. Matty Mock, the old quarterback for the University of Missouri, he's an assistant coach now. His dad, Coach Mock, has a system, Reed, and what they do is they just throw the football all over the field.
It's basically like basketball on grass. I mean,
Yes.
there's not a lot of hard contact, especially on the offensive line. It's just get in their way, buy the quarterback some time. You have 5 wide receivers out there, playing around. They'll find a soft spot in the defense, and all of a sudden their quarterbacks are able to get the ball to them.
Well,
so,
and that
fun to watch.
It is fun to watch too, and that's the hardest part about playing Glendale at this time of the year, because the first 2 or 3 games they're still getting that system down. You get down to week 9, and they've been running this system, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they absolutely know what they're doing, and and it's a successful offense because Camden obviously took over that offense, and they're running it now too. And and again, a lot of fun to watch. But they're going to throw it, 60 to 80 times a game. They don't even have a running back.
And the hardest part for us is we have to get pressure on the quarterback, and that's what makes it so tough, because you can rush 4 or 5, but like you said, you've got 6 receivers down the field you've got to count for. So talking to Coach Perkins today, and he said one of the things they thought, we'll try to run some man, then we'll switch to zone, try to confuse them a little bit, because you mentioned it, all that quarterback does deciding where the throw is based on reads where people are on the field and how the defense reacts to that.
Yeah, and even if the defense plays it well and has good coverage, then the quarterback will get out and scramble a little bit, so you have to make sure that he doesn't take off and run. And if he does try to take off and run, sometimes they'll stop short of the line of scrimmage and just dump a pass to an open receiver. So they're very dangerous.
They have those outlet guys basically to go down 4 or 5 yards down the field. And a lot of times they will mirror the quarterback and watch exactly what he does and where he goes. And if the quarterback makes the first read way down the field, it's not there, second or third, then he just dumps it off to him. And that's why it's so important to keep that pressure on him, because if that quarterback has time, like we saw at Camdenton, they can have good success against this defense tonight.
Yeah, so we'll probably be rushing 3 guys, I would say, and everybody else will drop back into coverage, and every once in a while we'll throw a blitz at them, maybe a linebacker coming up on a blitz. But you obviously can't be blitzing every play, because they will pick you apart.
Yeah, that's what they'll do too. That's quarterback makes that read, finds out where he thinks the blitz is coming from the middle of the field or from the side of the field, and he knows there's going to be a man open out there. And that's sometimes where you play that zone and adjust. You're not on a man, you're on a particular area of the field, and it's a little easier to defend.
A little bit easier to defend, but it's also, if they're good wide receivers, they'll find that soft spot and they'll improvise a little bit. And so it's they'll put up a lot of points and they'll put up a lot of yardage even tonight against the mighty West Plains Zizzers. They'll put up a lot of yardage, but it's going to be one of those games that it's whoever scores the most is going to win this game, which is a no-brainer. I know people are going to say, no kidding, that's a no-brainer, but especially when you play the Glendale Falcons, you're going to see a lot of points.
You're going to see points, and so what West Plains can combat that is that you have long, slow drives on offense. You take the ball down the field. You've got a back like Lidgard who can break out at any moment,
right.
But you try for those 4 or 5 yard plays. You take time off the clock, because every time that Glendale has not got the ball, they don't have a chance to score. But you also have to make sure when you do have the ball, you can make mistakes against a team like Glendale, and you've got to put points on the board too. Taking time off the board is not enough.
And one thing you don't want to do against a team like Glendale is get behind, because it's hard to play catch-up like with Glendale. Now, I say that, and then 2 or 3 years ago when we played them, we had a great team with Sam Hall at quarterback,
yes,
and some good wide receivers. We got behind 21-0 in the first quarter and came back and won that ball game by 21, I believe.
It was an exciting game.
It was a huge swing.
I remember the next day there was a golf tournament down at Eagle Rock or Turkey Rock down there in Arkansas, and there were a couple guys from Springfield said they were listening to the Zizzers last night.
Nice.
Didn't believe the hit guy talking to him was the guy talking on the radio. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we're going to be back with more exciting Zizzer football action on KDY 102.5.
And there's a flag on the play.
Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the new Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletes for safe play through its season and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you don't have to visit OMC Orthopedics, but if you do, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer Athletics.
Fall is officially here, and with that comes great deals on new Chevys, Buicks, and GMCs at Brad Guffey Motor in West Plains. Save thousands with supplier pricing, rebates, finance packages, and the Guffey discount to drive home a new vehicle today. Check out the website at bradguffey.com and then come see us at 1634 Porter Wagner for a great deal on a new car, truck, crossover, or SUV. We also have a good selection of pre-owned vehicles to fit almost any budget. Remember to stay local and come see us at Brad Guffey Motor today.
Whether you drive the very smallest of cars or a big rig, there's one name you need to remember: Bracket Service Center. They can fix them all, from general maintenance to biggest of jobs. Bracket Service Center in West Plains can get the job done. If you break down, Bracket offers 24-hour roadside assistance. For your personal car to your whole company fleet, see Bracket Service Center, 1630 Freedom Drive in West Plains, online at bracketroadservice.com or call 256-2663.
Hey, Mom, what's a Zizzer?
Well, a Zizzer is someone who is the best at whatever they do, like Butler Heating and Air.
Why are they Zizzers?
Because they are the best at keeping us warm in the winter and cool in the summer with Trane high-efficiency systems. And, of course, their outstanding customer service.
I'm a Zizzer at cleaning my room.
Not quite.
Call the best. Call Butler Heating and Air today at 256-7984.
It's hard to stop a train.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Reed, talk about districts a little bit. I heard a lot of talk around town, and it's just amazing how so much information can be not twisted this way, but turned this way. It was like if somehow tonight Webb City wins by 14, but we win by 17.5, then we go first. The truth of the matter is right now, Webb City's in first. Mm-hmm. The only way we can jump to first place in district is that Webb City loses and we win.
Right.
But if both team wins tonight, that means we'll probably have 2 games in a row at home, and then if we won that and Webb City won their game, we'd be on the way to Webb City. And I'd take 2 playoff games at home any day.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, the thing with playoff games is we got to get people here, and we talked about that earlier. I know it's real easy to listen to us on the radio at home, and we are so glad that you do. I mean, don't get us wrong, but get out here to the game and cheer these kids on, because they are busting their humps. And when it comes to playoff time, they're going to need that little extra oomph. in order to get over some humps.
Well, and you need that extra hump because in playoffs, it's all or go home.
That's right.
You know, basically from here on out, they changed the status a couple years ago, moved the season up, which Reed was talking earlier about how hot it's been in this booth when you start in the middle of August. But the reason they do that now is so that the games can be played on Friday night. 20 years ago, you played on Friday, and then the last game of the season, regular season, you play on Thursday because then you play on Monday, and then there was a Wednesday game, and then there might be a Thursday game.
And a Saturday afternoon game.
Yeah, so now it's just on Friday.
Yeah, which is the traditional high school football night. And, you know, high school football owns Friday night. That's the reason you don't play college football or pro football on Friday nights, because everybody knows that is the night for high school football.
And people, this team has been fun to watch. Read it the first of the year, there were questions abound about what kind of Coach Perkins going to do, how well is he going to do, are these guys going to be any good? And they've been excellent.
They're nothing short of impressive, and they really have been. They've gelled together as a team. You know, some of the athletes that we had question marks about.
Yes,
they came out and they have performed at a very high level, and they've really filled some of those gaps that were left with the crew that left last year, which was an outstanding team as well.
Well, and so many of these sophomores have stepped up. Offensive line, totally new offensive line. And Reed, last year, what I really like about this system is they let freshmen play on Friday nights.
Sure.
And there is such a difference between freshman JV ball and varsity ball.
Sure.
It moves a lot faster. The game is quicker. The guys are bigger. They're stronger. And you get that experience. And instead of having nervousness because you haven't been there before, you've got experience. You're ready to play.
Yeah, and so you throw some of those freshmen, to the fire, and sophomores. Somebody like Heath Lair. I mean, obviously he came in as a freshman and played a lot last year. This year he was so instrumental to the success of this team. Unfortunately, is out, and he got dinged up a little bit a couple games ago. Unfortunately, is out, but it's young players like that we can progress through the system and give them that experience at a young age. That by the time they're juniors and seniors, it's just old hat.
Yeah, that number 23, Heston Miller, the young freshman. They say he's one of the fastest kids over at the high school. He got some action, got to catch a pass. You let those young kids play, and that's another thing we have that's so much better than it used to be is depth, Reed. You look at Glendale's roster, and there's 95 kids on the roster. Mm-hmm. When you've got that many kids, you've got a lot of depth. If somebody gets injured, another guy not only can go in and fill, he's going to do well. West Plains finally has that too, with having some of these younger guys participate. And they know sometimes they're going to have to wait till they're junior, senior. But if they get that opportunity as a freshman or sophomore, they're not afraid to take it.
It completely depends on the kid. It depends on their position.
Yes.
I mean, you obviously a freshman lineman, unless they're real exceptional, they're probably not going to play because they're not even started to grow yet. So. And by the time they're juniors, seniors, they hit the growth spurt, and then they make a nice lineman.
Yeah, and there's a lot of kids like that, too. You know, they weigh 145 pounds when they're freshmen. By the time they're senior, they're 230.
I was that way.
Yeah, a lot of kids are. Yeah. That's one of the things we always talked about in freshman football that was so important. Don't ever try to judge who's going to do what because you don't even know how they're going to grow yet.
Exactly. So you just stick with it. If you have kids that play football and they're on the small side, tell them to stick with it because kids grow at different levels. They mature at different levels at different times. And just because they're immature as a 7th, 8th, 9th grader doesn't mean that they will not grow into a full-grown man by the time they're a junior or senior.
You know, there's been a lot of talk, too, with the NFL concussion protocol and those kind of things about they've found that studying those brains, these guys actually donate their brains. There's only 50 of them. The guys who had the major concussions played tackle football before 13 years old. Mm-hmm. And so now the NFL is pushing for this thing where younger kids try to play a little bit more flag football. Mm-hmm. Then by the time you get up to the freshman level, you're playing in pads. And that's one thing that's different than when you and I played. When these guys practice, they don't even wear the pants anymore. They've got the shorts out there, but you keep it high. You're not going to beat each other up Monday through Thursday because that's what you do on Friday night.
It's very limited contact. It's no more of this, hey, let's beat each other's brains in, and whoever survives is going to get the starting position. I mean, that's just
not smart. Right. That was like the old coaches in the 70s that'd be like, water makes you weak. Science is found differently.
That's right.
Science is found differently, and West Plains is ready to kick off tonight. Keller set to kick off. West Plains dressed in all red. Red jerseys with the black letters, red pants, and the black helmet. Glendale in the red pants, the white jerseys, and the silver helmet. Here's the kick. It's a low line drive. Hits at the 25, down to the 20. Picked up there. Glendale man starts running off to the left, gets outside a little bit, looking for a seam. Now he's at the 30, the 35, out at the 37. Nice return. Falcons take over 1st and 10.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by the Fisher Firm that is located in the Osby building in beautiful downtown West Plains.
I went up there the other day. Chris was helping me with some real estate needs, and there is a lot of stuff going on at Osby downtown.
It's kind of exciting. It really is an exciting part of our town that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, I need to go down there and check it out. We've had a couple things over there for OMC. Great place to have, what do you call that, convention, meeting?
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Get together. Glendale's going to call it a all-throw offense as they come to last scrimmage. Ball's at the 37. 3 receivers on the left, to the right. The Glendale Falcon quarterback rolls to his right. Now he realizes there's no one to throw to. He runs with the football, gets maybe 3 yards on the carry. Good job by the Zizzer defense getting out there and stretching out the play.
Yeah, getting good coverage that time by the secondary. Good lateral pursuit by the defensive line. Made sure that quarterback didn't get out of the backfield. Short gain, and sometimes that's the best you can hope for with Glendale is hold them to short gains.
Those defensive ends tonight gonna have to keep the quarterback contained. Now, 3 receivers to the short side of the field, to the left. Quarterback for the Falcons on his own 35. Washington backs up. He's going to play his own defense. Quarterback wants to throw, puts the ball up, and he is hammered by Washington. How Washington got from there in that 7-yard area, Reed, that was an amazing feat of speed right there.
Washington, and for the last couple of years, has been one of the best athletes on this team, and he is so fun to watch. And I like watching him at that middle linebacker position because I believe that he could play anywhere on the field and do well.
He just came back, and he dropped folks in what we call the old hook and curl zone. Glendale threw it out in the flat, and he ran about 7 yards, just nailed that Falcon. 3rd and 7 now for the Falcons. They have 4 receivers to the wide side of the field, 1 to the short. Quarterback awaits for the snap at his 35. Takes it, wants to put the ball up in the air, throws down the seam, caught at the 50, all the way down to the Zizzer 47-yard line. That's a 13-yard gain and a 1st down for the Falcons.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Brackett Service Center, general maintenance to major repairs for your vehicle, and they work on diesels as well.
My goodness, Reed, he is really good about getting that last scrimmage and just going up there and throwing that football.
Yeah, and see, you can't let your guard down against Glendale because 3rd and long doesn't bother them.
Yeah, it's another play to them.
Right.
They're going to throw the ball every play. 4 receivers now to the left side, 1 to the right. Quarterback awaits at about his own 49. Gets the snap, wants to throw the ball down the seam again, tipped up. Good defense by the Zizzers. That'll be incomplete. Boy, those are things, too. Sometimes you see a tip drill like that. You want to make sure those free safeties are always watching what's going on, but they're so concerned with where their receiver is. Nobody got that.
Well, when you're playing a team that you know is going to score a bunch of points, those turnovers become extremely important because if they don't have the ball, they can't score.
Amen.
Another no-brainer.
And they're going to score most of the times they touch the ball. 3 receivers to the left, to the right. Quarterback awaits the snap. 2nd down and 10. They try to get West Plains to jump. Good job by the defense. Stay at home. 7 seconds on the play clock. Here's the throw out in the flat. Caught at the 50. Receivers up to the 45. Gets down to the 42. Struggles some more. Gets to the 40. About 6 yards. 3rd down and 4 now for the Falcons.
And good pursuit that time by the West Plains Zizzers. Looked like we missed a tackle or two. And again, these receivers for Glendale are a little bit wily. You can't really do that. You're not going to be able to arm tackle them. So good job finally getting them down. It's going to bring up 3rd and manageable.
3rd down. 10 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Score tied at 0-0. Glendale has the ball at the West Plains 40. 3 receivers to the right, to the left. Quarterback waits a snap. 1-2, puts the ball in the air. No, it's good pressure brought on by the Zizzer defensive front, and Seeley brings him down the ground. Good job by Seeley, and that's a sack, but 4th down and short for the Falcons, and I bet they're going to go for it.
But they're going to go for it. It looks like we had a holding penalty on the call as well, Travis. So not only we get the sack, got a holding penalty, so that's going to back them up 10 yards, and we're going to repeat 3rd down.
Repeat 3rd down. They're not going to take it. Nope. Actually, my bad. 4th down still. They didn't take the penalty.
Yeah.
They called it and smartly did not take it. A lot of times on those dead ball fouls, Missed that call before the snap. This time they got it. 4th down and 5 for the Falcons. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback gets it, wants to throw deep, puts the ball up in the air, goes out into the flat, and it is knocked down by the Zizzers. Zizzers take over, turnover on downs, 1st and 10.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Brad Guffey Motors. For all your automotive needs, stop and see the good folks on Porter Wagner Boulevard today.
McGinley, number 7, was over there playing that cornerback position. Glendale receiver went outside, and he just knocked it down. Great defense by McGinley. We don't get to call his number a lot, Reed, because a lot of times people don't want to throw his way, but when you throw every time, sooner or later, it's going to go his way. Now, Washington checks in as a wide receiver off to the left. Here's the handoff to Lidgard. Lidgard's at the 40, looking for a hole. He's at the 45, 46. Good run by Lidgard. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Zizzers.
You know, one thing about Glendale that we do know historically, they do not play very good defense.
Yeah.
And so there are going to be some opportunities for some big plays here, and we'll see what we can get done on offense.
Rackley awaits the snap. He's standing on about his 40, wants to throw. Has a man out in the open. That's Washington, who catches at the 50, gets across all the way down to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Zizzers.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Brown Furniture on Jefferson Avenue, your one-stop shop for furniture, appliances, TV, and home decor.
And my goodness, Washington has played defensive end this year, linebacker, guard, and now he's out there as a wide receiver tonight.
And he was a punter.
Yeah, and he's the punter. He's the Mr. Athlete for the Zizzers. Rackley in the pistol formation. He stands at the 50-yard line. Lidgard, 2 yards behind him. Here's the snap. They give to Lidgard up the middle. Lidgard's hit, but he spins, gets about 2 yards. That's one thing amazing about him, Reed, is how he can be hit the line of scrimmage and still get those positive yards.
Very rarely do you see him lose yardage on anything. He always has his nose to the ground, and he's looking to go forward, which is nice to see in a running back.
Yeah, hit at the line of scrimmage right away, and he just spun out of 1 tackle. Now Zizzers, 2 receivers to the right. They give to Lidgard off the right. He gets a hole at the 40, the 35, all the way down to the 31-yard line. That's another Zizzer 1st down.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by West Plains Lock and Key, where tradition meets technology. Commercial, residential, or auto, they can help.
I like this. Zizzers just come the line of scrimmage, and they're ready for the next play. Lidgard now is a wide receiver out to the right. They're going to play Glendale at their own game and have no backs in the backfield. They throw to Lidgard. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20, all the way down to the 17. Another Zizzer 1st down.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Monty's Outdoors at Southern Hills Shopping Center, your outdoor store for fishing, hunting, and so much more.
Go see him today. Monty just got a good ad there because I think there's a little mustard on the lettuce.
I did.
Penalty is going to be called against the Zizzers. Negate that. Reed, this time of year, you don't need to have many penalties if you're going to be victorious.
That's right. Yeah, especially early in the game. But, you know, it depends on what kind of penalty it was. Looks like they're going to get us for holding, maybe?
Yep. Hold is the call. They're going to mark us way back 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
And, you know, now those are the types of penalties that drive coaches crazy, because a lot of times when you get a holding penalty, that means you're out of position.
Yes. Amen.
Move your feet.
Move your feet. Make the block and let the running back get by you. Ball now is at the 38-yard line of the Falcons. Rackley looks over for the call. He's got Lidgard just to his right. Then Seeley playing that H-back position. They give to Lidgard. He's at the 40, bounces inside, gets to about the 35-yard line. So gets maybe 4 yards on the carry, but it's still going to be about 2nd and 16 for the Zizzers.
2nd and 16 for the Zizzers, but when you have players like Lidgard, you know, that's no big feat that could be erased in one play, as we've seen over and over again.
And Rackley has gotten so good at throwing the ball around. And as we talked about 23, Heston Miller, now he's in as a wide receiver on the left side of the field. Lidgard lines up right beside Rackley. Rackley gives to him. Lidgard at 35, bounces up to the 32-yard line. Now it's going to be 3rd and 11 for West Plains. But, Reed, we know in this situation, this part of the field, they're going to go for it if they don't make it here.
Sure, man. It's one of those things, and this is what a lot of people don't know, but when you have players like Lidgard and they're keying on somebody like Lidgard, it's going to leave downfield open.
And we've got so many different athletes who are out there. Now West Plains an empty set. Heston Miller comes back beside the quarterback. He's going to help block. Rackley puts the ball in the air, caught by Lidgard at the 25. He's across the 20, all the way down to the 16-yard line where they got to originally. This time, for sure, first down.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by State Farm agent Justin Shelby in both Houston and West Plains for all your insurance needs in one location.
Go see Justin Shelby. 6:38 left to go here in the first quarter. Score tied at 0-0. Glendale turned the ball over on downs on their first series. West Plains now at the 16-yard line of the Falcons. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Rackley alone in the quarterback position. Sends a man in motion. Hands off on the jet sweep to Seeley. Seeley at the 20. Now he's at the 15. He's still on his feet. And Reed, I think they're going to get a face mask call against the Falcons because Seeley's head turned around like an owl on Halloween.
It did, and it's easy to see on Seeley because he has that long hair and it kind of whipped the wrong direction.
That was what it caused it. You knew when that hair isn't flowing like Adonis that something is wrong. There it is. Personal foul face mask. Seeley's head, fortunately, still connected to his body. 1st and 10 for the Zizzers.
The 1st and 10 is brought to you by Outpost Motorsports, the #1 Heisen side-by-side dealer in the United States. Stop by and let them show you why.
Heisen, give him a call today. Good job by the Zizzer offensive line. 77 Reed up front, making some good holes. Rackley looks over and gets the call. Lidgard looks at his bracelet. Said, I'm going to be right beside you on the left side. They've got Washington looking over saying, what am I supposed to do? And they said, just block downfield because we're going to give the Lidgard up the middle and let him score a touchdown. So Zizzers scored their first touchdown of the evening on a TD by who else than Braden Lidgard.
You know, I was talking to somebody today and they said, obviously I haven't been paying attention. And it's like, I haven't heard Lidgard's name a whole lot this year. And I said, the kid has a bad game with 250 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns.
No kidding. I mean, God bless their heart. It's kind of like when Coach Dixon comes back from a cross-country state championship and they get third and people say, what happened? Keller is the kicker. He's set. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. Ackerson holds. It is up, and it's good. Zizzers on top, 7-0. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Hungry? Well, if you got a craving for fish, choose Captain D's Seafood in West Plains. Captain D's has all the menu choices your family will love. Dine in or drive-through carryout. For lunch or dinner, Captain D's is a winner. And don't forget, every Wednesday is Senior Day with 5 menu items for just $4.99 for all seniors at Captain D's Seafood Kitchen, located in the Southern Hills Shopping Center on Preacher Row in West Plains.
Once upon a time, there was a sleepy bear in search of a place to nap. Like the inside of a car. A coupe? Too small. An SUV? Too big. A station wagon? Just right. But as his eyelids began to get heavy. Covered it. September 30th, 2013. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Hey everyone, this is Kirk Nettles. Visit me at 1509 Imperial Center near the Landmark Bank on Porter Wagner.
You're written by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
Grigsby and Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Keller kicks off, hits at the 25, down the 20, picked up there. Glendale man starts to run out to his left, but he is hit hard by Parker, number 34, and brought down. But they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Ozarks Medical Center with Dr. Edwin Roeder as the new team physician. See OMC and the orthopedics team today. And Dr. Roeder's down on the sideline, willing to help out the team with whatever he can do.
Does a good job. Talking about helping out the team and not talking about Lidgard very much. He's back here playing free safety right now for the Zizzers. Glendale rolls to its right, wants to put the ball deep down the field. Man is not even looking. Good coverage by the Zizzers. They had 2 guys down the field. One guy had a chance for it. But nice defense, Reed, as there were 3 red jerseys around the 1 receiver from Glendale.
And there's that zone defense that you were talking about as well. They were just defending an area of the field, so there was the Glendale receivers deep down the field were extremely outnumbered by the West Plains Zizzers.
Well, look at that, too. Now it's Rackley's back there as well, so you got Rackley and Lidgard playing cover 2, which means they have the 2 widest sides of the field. Now Glendale wants to set up a screen. It's caught the 30. Now the runner's across the 35 past the 40, a 12-yard gain. That's a first down for the Falcons.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Captain D's. Eat with Zach and the crew at Captain D's Seafood Kitchen in the Southern Hills Shopping Center.
Reminds me of Remember the Titans when they're in the championship game and they make the quarterback go back there and play free safety. A lot of times your best athletes, let them back there.
No doubt.
And you tell them, don't let anybody get behind you. 3 receivers to the right for Glendale. 2 to the left. Quarterback gets the snap, looks to his left, throws outside, incomplete. Once again, good defense by the Zizzers as they're all over Glendale right now.
And one thing we talk about, too, and Paul Knight and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago, is that nobody hits like West Plains. And so a lot of these teams aren't used to the physicality of West Plains. And that's, a lot of the times somebody like Glendale comes in and they don't like getting hit.
Good point. And these guys, this team for West Plains is super duper tough this year. 4 receivers off to the right. Falcons quarterback rolls to his right, looking for someone, hits outside.
Wow.
Caught at the 45-yard line. Reed says, wow, because that was an excellent catch. Now they're in Zizzer territory all the way down to the 44. 1st and 10.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Long Electric. All you need to remember, when things go wrong, call Long. Remember, 417-293-6884.
That's why it's so important. Every single play, that quarterback has 3 to 4 reads he's going to make. We've got to get a little pressure on the guy throwing the football. Washington and Seeley both line up and say, we're going to take care of that right now. Here's the snap. Good pressure put on, but however, the ball is caught the 45, down the 40, works hard for another 2 yards. That's about a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 now for the Falcons.
And they're just running that little swing pass out to the sideline, and West Plains actually defended that quite well that time. They had some hands in the air trying to knock the ball down. Just have to make sure that you wrap up on your tackles and make sure that he doesn't get that extra yardage.
Yeah, because they've got some athletes, and they will try for every yard they can. 2 receivers to the short side of the field, 3 to the right. Here's the snap. Quarterback looks left, hits him right out in the flat, the 40, but this time West Plains gets through the blocks. He only gets about 2 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Falcons.
It's kind of an interesting battle going on the Glendale offensive line right now with Eric Washington. And Eric Washington's getting some good pressure on the quarterback, and he is being double and triple teamed.
Yeah, they're going after Washington because they know Washington and Seeley are 2 of those guys are going to give it on every single play, along with number 58, Aiden Holt. Aiden Holt's doing a good job as well. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback waits a snap. He looks like he wants to just keep it and run because he's under pressure, but this time the pressure is put on by Washington, and he makes the tackle, sack for a loss. 4th down and about 3 now for the Falcons.
Looked like Seeley came in with the initial contact and kind of tripped the quarterback up, and Washington was there to clean up.
And number 69, Brady Robbins, made sure he didn't get to the outside. 4th down and 4 now for the Falcons. 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. They look for a man right down the seam, and he catches it and then dropped it because he is leveled.
Oh, my gosh.
Leveled by Connor Rackley. I'm surprised that kid's getting up right now.
Yeah, he's probably going to go to the... Yeah, good job for that kid for even getting up because, man, that was a hit. That was a clean football hit.
Yeah, that's one of those things. You came in with the shoulder pad and stuff. You're always making sure those guys, you tell them you can't lean with the helmet. Rackley just came in with his shoulder. That guy had caught it for the 1st down, and instead, West Plains takes over. Boy, I'd like to see that again on replay.
I would too. And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Landmark Bank in West Plains. They are here for you with 2 locations in town on Porter Wagner and State Route K.
Number 15, my man Colt Hickson now in as a wide receiver. We've got the ball on the 39-yard line, our own 39. They give outside to Parker. Parker's at the 40, the 50, across the 50 to the 40, all the way down to the 30-yard line. What a run by Parker. That's a 1st down.
The 1st and 10 is brought to you by J&J Recovery for reliable towing and roadside assistance 24/7. Put this number in your phone right now, 417-256-7628.
Give him a call. What a run by Parker. And Colt Hickson, we talked about him in there as a wide receiver. He went up and just laid a great block on the cornerback, gave a lot of room for Parker to run. 3 receivers now to the right. Got Rackley lined up in the pistol, which means he's about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to give to Parker again up the middle. Parker finds another hole. He's at the 25-20, 9 yards on the carry. And suddenly, we've got another running back this year running the football.
Yeah. And Parker's done a good job this year. He's played defense. He's played offense. He's another one of those kids. He's been everywhere. And he's going way out wide at wide receiver this time. But, man, does he have some wheels.
I love the way that we change things up here on offense. Now, give to Lidgard up the middle. He's at the 15, the 10, the 6, all the way down there. First and goal for the Zizzers.
Now, First and 10 is brought to you by SRS Electric. Give them a call and find out why people recommend SRS Electric in the West Plains area.
Man, number 66, Jalen James, and 77, Blake Reeds are making some huge holes for these back. Here's the snap for Lidgard up the middle, and he's going to go into the end zone untouched for his second touchdown of the evening.
You named it number 77. Was that Reed?
Yes.
Yeah, Blake Reed. Yeah. What a great block. He pulled across to the right side that time, and absolutely, I didn't notice that he hit anybody, but he's a big body for Lidgard to tuck up in behind, and nobody even saw him, and he was able to go into the end zone untouched.
That offensive line that on that last series, Reed, did a wonderful job for the West Plains running backs, making some big holes. Now we're waiting on the extra point for the snap. Try to get Glendale to jump off sides. They do not. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It is up, and it is good by Keller. We're up 14-0. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Have a sweet dream on this Serta Mannheim Queen mattress. Only $7.99 at FFO Home. It'd be a nightmare to pay over $1,400 somewhere else, and you could take it home today at FFO Home, where you get the lowest price every day. Kick back and cheer on your favorite team in our plush scoop seat tan rocker recliner. It's $5.99 anywhere else, but at FFO Home, it's $3.98. Take yours home today and save. At FFO Home, you get the lowest price every day.
The year 1986, the first district championship for the Zizzers. Kevin Tyler kicked the field goal to give the Zizzers a 3-0 win. Ah, the memories. Now Kevin Tyler is protecting the memories you make in your home with KT Roofing. KT Roofing specializes in all roof types, metal roofs, shingles, flat roofs, and now doing 6-inch gutters. KT Roofing has the area's largest labor warranty, so call Kevin today, 417-256-3016 for all your roofing needs. Call KT.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
Keller's set to kick. The ball hits at the 15, picked up there. Now the man from Glendale is running backwards, and he goes up the middle, the 30, the 33-yard line. Looked like he was going to be tackled for a second. Reed said it looked like a block in the back, but he got a 30-yard return on that. 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by West Plains Roofing. They've been keeping business and families covered since 1968. For all your roofing needs, call Beej and the crew at West Plains Roofing.
2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. West Plains on top, 14-0. However, Glendale has been stopped twice. Turnovers on down by this as their defense. But they'll keep coming at you. 3 receivers to the short side of the field, 2 to the right. Glendale's quarterback awaits a snap. Here he wants to throw. He's got good pressure put on. Now he rolls out to his left, and he gets brought down by 2 of the Zizzer defenders. Gets maybe 1 yard read. 2nd and 9 for the Falcons.
That looked like number 58, Aiden Holt.
Yes.
Good kid. He's a sophomore. Showed some really good speed coming from that blind side and coming across to get the quarterback.
We talked about how the defensive line is going to have to put pressure on, and they've done a wonderful job of that thus far. 2nd, 10 for the Falcons. 4 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Look for a man right down the seam. Ball's tipped. Oh, and the Glendale defender had to turn around. Glendale receiver had to turn around and be a defender because we had 2 guys about to intercept that ball, Reed, and he knocked it out.
I think we got in our own way that time.
It happened.
Looked like to me. Yeah.
It happens. That's another thing, too, talking about time. When you're playing against a team that throws the ball, they don't get a completion. It stops the clock. Long first quarter. 1:30 left to go. West Plains on top, 14-0. Glendale wants to throw deep down the field. Almost intercepted over there by McGinley. Great job on defense as he got right in front of that ball.
That was perfect defense that time. Good coverage, and was able to come across and knock that ball down before it got to the receiver.
Unbelievable job on that. Excuse me, too. That looks like Kinslow was out there. Dylan Kinslow made that stop on that one.
Nice.
McGinley's out there, the cornerback position. We'll call Kinslow a strong safety. 4th down and 9 now. Once again, Glendale's going to go for it on 4th down. They have got the ball at their own 35. Rolling the dice here. Here's the snap. Quarterback looks deep, wants to put it down the field, has a man wide open that Reed said, but unfortunately he overthrew him. Zizzers will take over 1st and 10.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by West Plains Bank, where every customer leaves a friend. With 6 convenient area locations, better to serve you in the West Plains area.
Give them a call down at West Plains Bank today. Man, great field position for the Zizzers now as they're going to take over at the Glendale 35-yard line.
And we've talked, all night how important it is for the offense to score every time you get the ball, because a 21-point spread against Glendale is nothing.
Yeah.
You can score so fast, so you have to keep the foot on the gas.
And that's one of the things Coach Perkins likes to do here. Don't be surprised if they throw deep and go for a touchdown on this first play. Empty backfield. Rackley awaits the snap. Referee comes up and says, hold on for a second. They're discussing something down on the field. Talk to both teams. Look like we got a little equipment problems. Now, chin strap snap, we're ready to go. 19 seconds left on the play clock. 1:25 here in the first quarter. West Plains on top, 14-0. They've got the ball at the Falcon 35-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, to the left. And when we do want to throw, hits Lidgard at the 31. Lidgard spins out of 1 tackle, gets down to the 30. 5 yards on the carry. 2nd and 5 now for the Zizzers.
Good catch by Lidgard that time. Had some pressure right in his face, but his awareness of the field is amazing. So he caught the ball, immediately made a move, and was able to get some nice yardage.
23, Heston Miller, the freshman, out here playing a wide receiver on the left. Rackley, the quarterback, he's got Seeley in the H-back. Lidgard's right beside him. They fake to Lidgard, wants to throw down the field, hits a man, that's Seeley. Seeley catches at the 35, gets all the way down the 25, the 20, the 18, and that's another Zizzer first down.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Don's Auto Service on Porter Wagner Boulevard. More than just a tire store. Stop by and see them for all your auto needs.
Man, the way West Plains, too, Reed, is just mixing up these plays. I'm very impressed with the way Coach Womack and Coach Perkins have worked together to get this offense going. Heston Miller, split to the left, along with 42 Washington. 1 receiver. On 1 running back is Lidgard. Lidgard gets the ball in the backfield at the 25, and he is brought down. You said that earlier, Reed. You don't see that very much for Lidgard.
You don't see that happen very often, but it looked like number 64 for Glendale came through on a blitz, came through unblocked, and was able to catch Lidgard right as he took the handoff.
And they're going to let the clock run down before the end of the first quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Providing commercial and residential electrical connection, Long Electric in West Plains specializes in repairs as basic as receptacle replacement and ceiling fan installation to advanced installations such as kitchen lighting, panel upgrades, whole home surge protection, and planning stages of construction. Long Electric's customer commitment is call-ahead scheduling, upfront pricing, and 24/7 emergency demands. Long Electric, bringing the power to you at 293-6884. When things go wrong, call Long and look for the man in the white and blue van.
To get that trophy buck you're going to be hunting, you need to get deep in the woods. That's where the High Sun Side-by-Side from Outpost Motorsports comes in. The High Sun Side-by-Side comes standard with a top, windshield, and winch, and can get you where the big bucks live to set up and get it out of the woods after the harvest. High Sun is the fastest growing side-by-side brand. See why for yourself at your side-by-side headquarters, Outpost Motorsports, next to the Civic Center in West Plains, and online at outpostmotorsports.com. Financing available with approved credit.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Zizzers on top, 14-0. 3 times tonight, the Glendale Falcons have gone for it on 4th down and been unable to recover. 3 turnovers on downs for the Zizzers. Thus far, West Plains has made the most of it with 2 touchdowns, and they're looking to score on this drive. Ball at the 24-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Rackley setting the pistol. He's got Seeley behind him. Miller, the 1 receiver off to the left side. Now, He sends Seeley up to the H-back, wants to throw. Hits out here is Miller. Caught it in the flat at the 35, 20, 15, all the way down to the 10. Hard to catch that kind of speed. That's another Zizzer first down. Good job by Miller just getting the ball and not dancing around and going down the field. Ball now at the 10-yard line of the Falcons. Have two receivers lined out to the right. One is Ackerson, number 88. They give to Lidgard up the middle. This time Glendale does a very good job of containing Lidgard. Hits him, and he didn't get much yardage on that call. Called it last time. We're a little short. It's actually 4th down and 1 now for the Zizzers. 11 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. West Plains on top, 14-0. They need to get a first down here, and they get another first and set of downs and get a first and goal. Rackley alone in the backfield. He has 3 receivers to the right. He sends Lidgard in motion, who gets it on the sweep. He's at the 10 and hit and runs over 2 people. That's why they call him Smash. And that should be another Zizzer first down. And that first down brought to you by the Zizzer Buggy Bath on Port Wagner. They'll do your laundry. They'll do everything except put it away, saving you precious time at Zizzer Buggy Bath. Good job on that last play, as they sent Lidgard around the side on the jet sweep. 15, Colt Hickson now in on the left side. He's going to be lined up about the 7-yard line. Miller and Ackerson lined up to the right. Seeley is the H-back. Got Lidgard right behind him. Wants to throw the ball, does Rackley. Has no one to throw to on the left, gets out of one. Now does the smart thing and just tucks it forward. Ball comes out but goes out of bounds. That will be listed as an incomplete pass for the Zizzers. 10:48 left to go here in the first half. West Plains on top, 14-0. First and goal for the Zizzers. Ball was marked at the 7, but they're going to say now all the way back to the 14-yard line. Second down and goal. Everybody's from Glendale's got their hands on their hips. They're looking like they're a little tired. Zizzers look refreshed and ready to put points on the board. Rackley is the quarterback. He hands off to Lidgard up the middle. Nice blocking that time by the Zizzers as they came in and got about 3 yards on the carry. Now it's going to be third down and goal for the Zizzers. Important, very important series here, Reed.
Let me catch my breath real quick. Had to do some running.
Had to do, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right, here we go. 10 minutes left to go here in the first half. West Plains on top, 14-0. They have 3 wide receivers off to the right. Miller and Lidgard are the split receivers. They get the call. One tight end is Hickson off to the left side. They might be trying to hide him and look for him to go the end zone, and that they do. Hickson slides in, but he is covered. Rackley puts the ball up where no one can catch it. Good job, incomplete pass, but now it's going to be 4th down and goal for the Zizzers.
That's a sign of a mature quarterback right there. We've said this all year about Rackley. I'm so impressed with how he has matured over the years. Didn't try to force that ball, just threw it out the back of the end zone.
Knew what he had to do. West Plains, too, we talked about before, possibly going for a field goal, but they're just going to go for it here on 4th and goal from the 10-yard line. They'll have Lidgard lined up as a split receiver off to the left. Seeley still in that H-back. Miller is the receiver on the right side. Also out there to the left is Hickson, 15. Rackley waits the snap. Now he gets Lidgard right beside him. Here's the snap. They fake to Lidgard. Rackley wants to throw, puts the ball up in the air. Great pass, but defended well by the Falcons, and so they'll turn it over on downs, and the Falcons get a 1st and 10.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Southern Hills Shopping Center, where you'll find something for everyone, every time, every day.
Boy, man, the Reed, that is not something you wanted to see. I mean, we're doing so well. Then you go down and you put Glendale in a position. Now they just get the ball back, and you go up by 3 touchdowns. You said Glendale could come back at any time, but now you just got a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, exactly. But I do like that we went for it there, because basically what ended up happening, we didn't get a touchdown, but it's almost like a long punt, pinning them in our own territory. So we'll see what they can do here.
Glendale comes out, 3 receivers, off to the left, 2 to the right. Quarterback looks to his left. Now he's got some good pressure, rolls to his right, still has some pressure, and decides he's going to run with it. He's at the 10, gets up to about the 12-yard line, gets possibly 2 yards. 2nd and 8 now for the Falcons.
Good play by Washington that time too. Didn't freak out when the quarterback got him out there on an island, had a blocker in front of him. He played the block really well and came off and made a nice tackle.
Yeah, Washington is just such a superb athlete. You talked about earlier, he's been a guard this year. He's the punter on the team. We are just surrounded by a bunch of good kids that are really good athletes this year. Glendale now wants to throw. He's got pressure by Washington, who we were just talking about. Quarterback tucks the ball, knows there's no one to throw to, and a tackle is made by Seeley. Seeley's doing his job. His job is to make sure, Reed, that quarterback doesn't get outside and turn him back inside. Nice sack for Seeley.
And really, if you go back to the Camdenton game that we played, 4 or 5 weeks ago, that was a great practice for this offense against Glendale for defense. So we're used to playing. We've had one game experience playing against this offense, and so we knew what to do coming into it.
Just put the ball up and throw it every single play. And when it's working, like we said, they put lots of points on the board, but you get more in the year. There was some concern that possibly they were getting so good at we're going to have a tough time, but there's also been time to practice to defend against it too.
Sure.
You see what other teams are doing, what's successful, and West Plains has been successful here. And they took a holding call, and now it's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Falcons. 3 receivers to the left. Quarterback looks to the left, has pressure, needs to be brought down, and is at the 2-yard line. That is a sack for the Zizzers. And talk about pinning them in their own background. They certainly did on that play.
That is so true, and I believe that was Washington, and who looked like Parker was in on that play as well. Little Caden Parker, who had the great run back in the end of the first quarter, came in and cleaned it up on a blitz.
Yeah, Parker out here playing a strong safety position now on the second receiver, 15 yards away from the line of scrimmage, and comes up, makes a great blitz on that one. 3rd down and a long 18 yards now for the Falcons. They've got the ball on their own 2-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Quarterback awaits a snap, looks to throw, puts the ball high up in the air, looking for a man downfield. It is touched at the 32, but knocked out by McGinley. Good job by McGinley.
Good coverage that time. McGinley has some great speed, so nobody's going to outrun him much to the outside. Didn't have perfect coverage that time, but he was at least in the area in order to disrupt the play.
And this is something you don't see very often. The Falcons are going to punt the football. They've got it 4th and 18 on their own 2-yard line. They'll have Parker go back along with Marchuk. Now Marchuk says, nope, I'm going to come up just a little bit, just in case there's a fake. So Parker awaits for the kick at about the 35-yard line. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. Nice kick. Going to hit about the 25. Takes a Glendale bounce. Maybe goes down to the 30. Zizzers take over from there, 1st and 10.
Now, 1st and 10 is brought to you by Norman Orr Office Supply, where for over 40 years we've built our company based on your needs.
Go see the good folks at Norman Orr. Looks like you guys are doing some renovation down there, too.
Under construction at the moment, so the building's getting a facelift, and I'm real excited about it. It's about 90 years overdue.
You got to change stuff and make it improve.
That's right.
And that's a good thing. Glad to see you guys doing that. I said the ball is at the 30. Ball is actually at the 27-yard line of the Falcons. Zizzers came out on their very first 2 series, scored, and then the last one turned it over on downs. They want to put some more points up on the board here. They've got Lidgard lined up as a wide receiver now. Parker back in the backfield. They give to Parker. He steps out of 1 tackle, steps out of 2, gets forward for about 7 yards. 2nd down and 3 now for the Zizzers, and Parker right now is averaging about 18 yards a carry.
That's so true. He's a tough little dude, and he stuck his nose right in a crease. Wasn't much of a gap at all, and made some nice yardage.
Now here's the snap and say, let's give to Parker again. And Parker says, no, excuse me, Lidgard. Lidgard gets the 10, the 5, literally walks in for his 3rd touchdown of the evening. And Reed, once again, you've got to credit that Zizzer offensive line because they're making huge holes.
So you were thought it was Parker. It was actually Lidgard. But at the end of that play, our man Parker, who you mentioned, absolutely laid out a guy on the perimeter there and was able to spring Lidgard for that touchdown.
And
So he was involved in the play.
And that's what's so cool about this team, man. Every one of them know they're going to touch the ball, and they block for each other, too. Keller gets set to kick. High snap. Ackerson gets it down. Here's the kick. It's up, and it's good. Zizzer's on top, 21-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KDY 102.5.
You may not need an electrician every day, but when you do, choose SRS Electric in West Plains. Sean and his crew at SRS Electric will get the job done. They're dependable, reliable, and honest. Whether you need a new house wired, you need new light fixtures installed, or just simple repairs, remember SRS Electric. Find out why people recommend SRS Electric in West Plains. Find them on Facebook or call 274-0787.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith. Forgot that name for a second. Yeah, that's when you know you've had a long day, when you're like, what's my name? It's not a philosophical question like the great poets either. This is just forgetting what my name was. Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. We're up 21-0. 7 minutes left to go here in the first half. Keller gets set to kick. Ball set up at the 40-yard line. Glendale awaits a snap. They've got two guys lined up about the 10-yard line and waiting the kick. There's a nice high kick, going to come down to the 30, caught there. Runners up to the 35, sidesteps one man, finally tackled about the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Zizzers.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment, where you can find what you need and stay at home from the folks at home. I got to put my glasses on.
Dagan Kinslow, number 19, is doing a good job on special teams, now getting a shot here on defense. Kinslow, one of those sophomores, such a good athlete. They talk highly of him. McGinley is the cornerback. 3 receivers to the right side of the field, which is the wide side of the field. Quarterback wants to throw in the flat. It's caught about the 32. Man's across the 35, down to the 40. Gets about 3 yards on the carry. Going to be 7 yards to go for the first down.
Good job by the defense stringing that play out a little bit. There was a lot of blockers out there for Glendale, so that's a dangerous play. Good job by the defense.
2nd down and 8 for the Falcons. They've got the ball at their own 40-yard line. Quarterback wants to throw in the flat, caught at the 40. Receiver starts to get outside. He gets to about the 46-yard line, knocked out there. McGinley once again over there, but Kinslow's the man that made the hit.
Nice hit by Kinslow that time, too, right at the sideline. Looked like the quarterback actually took a hit, too, right after he threw the ball. So there's some good contact going on.
Good pressure going on by number 69, Brady Robbins. Robbins, one of those guys that can play both ways. However, they're going to call a personal foul against the Zizzers. Hate to see that.
That's one of those bang-bang plays. It looked to me like he was there at the same time that the kid threw the ball, but it is what it is.
So now all the way down to the Zizzer 39-yard line. That's where the personal foul gives the ball to the Glendale Falcons. They have 2 receivers to the left. Quarterback wants to throw deep down the field. He's got a man wide open. It's caught about the 16-yard line, 15-yard line. Falcons get it there, 1st and 10.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Butler Heating and Air, your local Trane dealer and provider of GeoComfort geothermal heating and cooling systems.
That's the hardest thing about playing against a team like this is they've got 5 receivers every time, and sometimes a man's going to get open. 3 receivers to the left. Quarterback wants to throw. He hits the man right up the middle at the 15, gets down the 10, down the 8-yard line. 7-yard gain for the Falcons on that inside screen.
And those little inside screens, they've been using those a lot here lately until they don't, and they find a wide open guy down the field, and so they're trying to suck the defense in a little bit. Hopefully they can get a guy back behind deep down the field and hit him for the deep ball.
That's one thing the Falcons try to do is that way kind of keep that pressure off, let those guys run by you, and then throw it to the underneath man. Now 1 receiver isolated to the left, 4 to the right side, the short side. Quarterback wants to throw, hits down in the flat. West Plains says it's intercepted. Referee says it is not. Incomplete pass call. Great defense by the Zizzers.
That's one of those instances I wish we had replay on that because it sure looked like a catch to me. But we're up here in the booth, and we have to trust what goes onto the field to the players and to the referees.
Glendale basically likes to throw the ball. They've had success when they throw deep and outside, but when they try to throw inside against our linebackers, they are met with great defense. 3rd down and 3 for the Falcons. They've got the ball at the Zizzers 7-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Quarterback looks to throw with isolation man. The end zone overthrows him, and he's mad at himself because he knew he had a man open.
Yeah, he had a good route that time by the wide receiver for Glendale and just overthrew him. Yeah. But good pressure that time by the West Plains defense. They looked like we were rushing 3 defensive linemen at the quarterback that time, and all 3 of them got to the quarterback.
Gavin Watts is the big 6'4" quarterback for the Glendale Falcons. He can see over a lot of people. 4th down, once again for the Falcons. 4th and 4. Falcons, 4 receivers to the right. They try to get West Plains to jump off sides, and guess what they do, Reed?
Yeah, they did.
That is one of the most frustrating things on it for a coach, too. Especially when you've got a kid who's 6 inches away from the football, can see it out of his peripheral vision, and he still jumps when the ball doesn't move, which will give Glendale 1st and goal.
That 1st and goal is brought to you by KT Roofing. They're the place to call for all your roofing needs. Call Kevin at 417-256-3016. He is a Zizzer alum.
He is a Zizzer alum. 4 receivers off to the right, 1 to the left. Ball is at the 4-yard line of the Zizzers. 1st and goal. Quarterback feels some pressure. They throw the tunnel screen. Man drops it, fortunately, as huge pressure was put on that time by Seeley, and that quarterback wanted to get rid of that football.
If you folks at home have not been to a game, it's worth the price of admission just to watch Titus Seeley because he brings the heat on every play, and he has put some of the biggest hits for such a little guy, put some of the biggest hits that I have ever seen.
He's got some great speed as well. 4 receivers off to the right, 1 to the left. Falcon quarterback awaits the snap. They've got the ball at the Zizzer 4-yard line. Quarterback wants that isolation route knocked away by McGinley. What a wonderful job by McGinley. That is the 3rd time tonight he's knocked that football out of the air.
Great pressure again that time by the West Plains defense getting to the quarterback. And I promise you he's hearing those footsteps, and that's throwing him off his game a little bit.
3rd and 4. Also 3rd and goal for the Falcons. 5:40 left to go here in the first half. West Plains up 21-0, but the Falcons knocking on the door. Zizzer faithful gets in on their feet. 3 receivers to the right, and they run the Wildcat, as Reed says. Unfortunately, the quarterback tried to cut back inside and fell down, got maybe 2 yards. So now it's 4th down and goal for the Falcons. Their 4th time tonight they've been in this situation.
And we say the Wildcat, that meant that the regular quarterback went out to wide receiver, and running back, I guess if you could call it that, came back into the backfield and took a direct snap.
3 receivers to the right, to the left, 4th down and goal. Zizzer defense looking to make it happen for the 4th time tonight. Quarterback awaits the snap. Here it is. He looks left. He's got a man out in the flat who drops it. That is the 3rd time tonight that young man's dropped the football. He's going to get an earful when he comes back. Number 5 for the Falcons. So Zizzers, for the 4th time tonight, take over. 1st and 10.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by SMP Quality Auto Glass on South 63 Highway. For repair, replacement, they just ask, show us your crack. It's so awkward. I mean, it's so awkward to read that.
You've got to read it. You got to read it. We appreciate the sponsor.
And I can't figure out the inflection yet.
Crack.
Show us your crack.
2 receivers to the right, 1 tied into the left. Now, West Plains tries to get Glendale to jump off sides, and they do as well. They said, you did to us, we're going to do it to you. So now instead of being on the 2-yard line, move it all the way up to the 7-yard line, got a little room to work with.
Yeah, and that's always good. The quarterback's worst nightmare is operating out of your own end zone. So at least now he's standing in the field of play.
2 receivers to the right. They give to Lidgard right up the middle. Lidgard finds a hole at the 10, gets up to the 15-yard line, and that's enough for a Zizzer first down.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Stuart Morrison Ready Mix. They have all your residential, commercial, and agricultural concrete and rock needs. Thanks, Stuart Morrison.
4:57 left to go here in the first half. West Plains on top, 21-0. West Plains comes to have Heston Miller off to the right, Lidgard off to the left. Empty backfield for Rackley. Rackley stands about his own 10-yard line. Seeley is the H-back off to the left side. Now Seeley switches over, gets right behind the guard. Rackley sends a man in motion. That's Lidgard. They fake to Lidgard. Rackley wants to keep it up the middle, and he does such a good job running the football as he's across the 20 all the way down to about the 23-yard line, 8 yards on the carry, 2nd and 2 for the Rack.
You know, and that's something kind of new this year. He didn't run the ball a whole lot the last couple of years, and he's really has done a great job with the rock this year when he's been called, when his number's been called.
Well, and too, just some of the hits he's put on defensively tonight too. Rack has just come into his own his senior year. 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. Lidgard right beside. And they give to him. Lidgard gets the ball at the 20, gets across the 25, 2 more yards, and that's another Zizzer first down. And Reed, I like the way that they're taking time off the clock.
They're taking time off the clock and methodically matriculating down the field, as Hank Strand would say. And looks like it's starting to get a little bit chippy out there, which is pretty common in a Glendale game. Hopefully that'll hold off until next week.
They get out of here. Yeah. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Sends a man in motion. That's Lidgard. Lidgard fakes the jet sweep. Rack wants to throw down the field. Got a man open. That's Miller. And I think that ball, Reed, looked like it was tipped a little bit, the line of scrimmage and stuff, because he had Miller open.
I believe it was. It was floating a little bit. And when you have somebody like Heston Miller, he's not only one of the fastest players on the team, he may be one of the fastest kids in Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, he's an extremely quick player.
Very talented.
Yeah, just throw the ball up and let him run underneath
That's right.
it. Yeah, there's not a lot to it. They say, Heston, just catch the ball and run fast. Got Colt Hickson out there with Miller on the left side now. Rack gets the ball, snaps. They're trying to set up the screen. Now it's caught by Lidgard and then dropped. Lidgard started hearing some footsteps, turned around, and the ball's on the ground. 3rd and 10 for the Zizzers.
That's something, good pressure that time, and number 90 for Glendale got in there and into the face of Rack, and I think he had to rush that throw a little bit, and I don't think Lidgard was quite ready for it.
So 2 receivers to the short side of the field. Quick handoff to Lidgard right up the middle. He's at the 25, the 30, the 35, gets all the way down to the 37, and Reed, that is another Zizzer first down.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Arvest Bank in West Plains. Be sure to think of them for all your personal and commercial banking needs.
Go see Arvest Bank. Ball now at the 38-yard line, their own 38-yard line. We talked about 69. Robbins is in there now playing guard for the Zizzers. They're switching it up.
Another great athlete.
I got Miller in the backfield now, right beside Rackley. They're going to let him block a little bit. Rack wants to put it up. He hits Seeley at the 40. Seeley runs over 1 to the 45, past the 50. And Reed is laughing because he just looks like a bowling ball running over people. There were 2 Glendale Falcons who just got out of the way.
And he looks for contact. He's not running out of bounds, man. He's going to lay the lumber on somebody.
He's not. That's why I said there are 2 Glendale kids just stepped out of the way. Yeah. I don't care if you get another 7 yards. Go!
The 1st and 10 is brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Kirk Nettles. Stop by his office at Imperial Center and see what he can do for you.
That's fun football to watch, folks. This is like, what it reminds me of is like guys like old Larry Zawanka and Earl Campbell that run the football out of a spread offense. It's just so much fun. 3 receivers now to the right. Now they're going to give to Seeley. No, they fake to Seeley. Rackley keeps it, and he sees it was a busted play, and you talked about his maturity, just slides and said, we'll play another play.
Absolutely. It looked like it was a busted handoff, an RPO, and Seeley didn't know whether to take the ball or what.
The Zizzers are going to take a smart timeout here, get collected before halftime. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KDY 102.5.
This ad is sponsored by attorney Chris Fisher. Chris has practiced law in the local area for over 20 years, assisting clients with real estate, business, and estate planning issues. Chris' new office is located on the second floor of the Ozarks Small Business Incubator in the heart of downtown West Plains. Give Chris a call at 417-256-7142. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. West Plains on top in the first half, 21-0. 2.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. And Reed, it's been a very entertaining football game.
It always is when you play Glendale. It's so fast and there's a lot of action. And that certainly has been the case here in the first half.
Quick handoff to Lidgard. He's at the 50, gets out to the 45, cuts across to the 40-yard line. He is just so shifty and gets more yardage after contact than any running back I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, and he like glances off of contact, so he doesn't even set him back that much. He just kind of moves.
Like a pinball. Yep. That's what it reminds you of. If you haven't got to see Lidgard play, he's the pinball wizard. 2 receivers to the left, to the right. Rackley puts the ball up in the air, and it is caught immediately. What a good catch by 23 Miller, the freshman.
You know, Miller was very talented at basketball as well, so not only is he fast, he has great hands. You put him out there and let him make something happen. That catch right on the sideline, that would have been a good catch in the NFL even. He got both feet in.
I was just thinking that looked like something, the kind of catch you see Travis Kelce catch. 2 receivers off to the right, 2 to the left. Seeley is the H-back. Quarterback wants to throw, runs right down the seam. Has Ackerson, but unfortunately incomplete pass that time.
Yeah, I believe that was the case. So he had 2 receivers right in the same area, and I think the ball was in between both of them.
Yeah, and neither one of them know, hey, am I supposed to catch it? And they put their hands up, and both of them look and said, okay, I'll go for it next time.
Oops.
1:59 left to go here in the half. West Plains on top, 21-0. Senior band night. So all the seniors are there with their parents tonight on the field. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. That's Jacob Ackerson, number 88. Lidgard lined up as a split. Now they send him on the jet sweep. Now he's right beside Rackley. They give to Lidgard off the left side. He's at the 40, the 35, trying to get outside. Gets out of 2 tackles, 3 tackles, 3 more yards, 5 yards on the carry for Lidgard.
Good job that time by the Glendale offense, because at the very beginning of that play, it looked like Lidgard was going to run for miles. And good pursuit that time by Glendale. Lidgard lost his helmet, so he has to come out of the game for 1 play.
1 play in 34. Sander Parker checks in, ready to play. He said, Coach, I'm already averaging 7 yards a carry. Let me carry the rock again. They say, no, Park, you go out to be a split in this time. We'll throw it to you instead. 3 receivers to the right. To the left, 1 Caden Parker and Colt Hickson. Quarterback wants to throw. He does throw. Catches at the 35-yard line. Gets about 7 yards on there. Going to be about 1 yard short. 1 yard short of the first down.
It's going to be really close. They put the ball on the other side of the 25. Yeah.
They got it. First down.
Now, 1st and 10 is brought to you by the Zizzer Buggy Bath on Porter Wagner. They will do all your laundry, everything except put it away, saving you precious time.
1 minute left to go here in the first half. 2 receivers off to the left. Colt Hickson, number 15, and Lidgard, number 5. Quarterback Rack wants to throw right down the middle, has a man open, caught at the 15, 10, 5, touchdown by your man, Titus Seeley.
Yeah, great catch, great throw that time by Rackley. Good route, and he was wide open right down the seam. It wasn't a white jersey within 10 yards of him.
Yeah, and that is one thing, too. We've got all these different athletes to go to, but everybody runs their routes so well. And one of the things Zizzers do on that play is try to have all of their outside receivers go out, and it creates this huge space. Seeley was like, hey, I can catch it here, run in for a touchdown. Here's the snap. Here's the hold. Here's the kick by Keller. It is up, and it's good. West Plains up 28-0. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
West Plains Lock and Key Where tradition meets technology, they have expanded their services once again to better serve you. They have invested in technology and now can produce and program keys for even more hard-to-key vehicles like some BMWs, Toyota, Mini Cooper, and more. And they can retrieve the keypad information for Ford vehicles. So if you are having trouble getting keys made for your vehicle, call West Plains Lock and Key 256-8862. Where tradition meets technology. That's West Plains Lock and Key.
Hi, it's Shelley from West Plains Roofing. At West Plains Roofing, we specialize in flat and metal roofing systems for residential, commercial, and industrial properties. Whether it's new construction or maintenance, we've got you covered. Don't wait until it's too late. Call West Plains Roofing today at 256-6750. That's 256-6750. We're located in the Harlan Ridge Shopping Center on Preacher Row Boulevard, serving our customers since 1968.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
Grigsby and Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Keller kicks off. Ball is along the ground. Picked up the 10, up to the 20, up to the 27-yard line. Good job by the special teams of the Zizzers. Glendale takes over 1st and 10.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by SRS Electric. Give them a call and find out why people recommend SRS Electric in the West Plains area.
Big Jim just sent a text I was supposed to read. West Plains Mighty Mites game have been canceled tomorrow at Cave City. So if you got a Mighty Miter going to Cave City tomorrow, stay home. The cavemen are not coming out when the weather's back. 3 receivers to the right, to the left. Quarterback this time just keeps it on a designed run, and he is hit right away. Gets maybe 5 yards on the carry. Good job by the Zizzer defense. Seeley making the tackle.
Look like Seeley and Kinslow, and man, we got some great players that are covering a lot of the field. But you know, that's not surprising.
No, the thing is, they are just the way they have switched things up all year. I mean, we have not seen Rackley and Lidgard in a defensive backfield together very much. You see them in the offensive backfield all over together. You take your 2 best athletes back there, and they have not let anything get behind them.
Well, that's part of the football culture that we've built here in West Plains over the past 7, 8, 10 years, is that we don't have selfish players.
Amen.
And then, hey, Coach, I know I'm the best running back in the state of Missouri, but you need me to play safety? I'll gladly do it.
I'm going to go, and I'm going to play wherever you ask me to play.
Right.
Because that's what athletes do. Glendale wants to throw. They have a quick pass caught at the 28-yard line out to the 30, gets past the 35, and he is met immediately. Technique tonight, Reed, for this Zizzer defense has been excellent as he just picks him up and body slams him.
I can't see who that was. Was that number 9?
Yeah, they said over the
it was Lidgard.
Yeah, Lidgard. So the 2 biggest hits of the night have been by your running back and your quarterback. Those are kind of kids you want to coach. You just stressed about the non-selfishness and stuff. These guys not only are selfish, I mean, they're a breed of football player from 30 years loves contact. And, I say that from 30 years ago. Anybody that plays football loves contact. But it's good to see kids going out there, and everybody wants a part of it.
That's right.
It used to be that one kid that played middle linebacker and stuff that everybody, on the playground was like, hey, you want him on your team because you don't want him hitting you. But these guys are all over the field.
That's right.
3 receivers to the left for the Falcons, to the right. 30 seconds left in this first half. 3rd and 3. They've got the ball on their own 35-yard line. Quarterback puts up a pass deep down the field off to the left. Number 7, McGinley, is there once again to knock it down.
Good coverage that time. I mean, that's one of those plays, and I'm sure Glendale practices that at every practice. He's not really throwing it to a receiver. He's throwing it to a spot on the field, and that receiver is not able to get to that ball.
And talking about not being able to get the ball, number 71, Hunter Frazier, the senior down here, ball went out of bounds. He had a chance to touch it, and he got to throw it back in the raft. That's what I like about these kids.
That's right.
Touch the football, any chance you get. 4th and 3 for the Falcons, ball at their own 35-yard line. 3 receivers off to the left. Quarterback looking to his right. Now, good pressure is put on by the Zizzer. He's going to tuck it in and run, and he's tackled before he gets the first down. That'll be a turnover on down. Zizzers take over for the 5th time tonight.
First and 10 is brought to you by Brown Furniture on Jefferson Avenue, your one-stop shop for furniture, appliances, TV, and home decor. Come to beautiful downtown West Plains and check out the selection of Browns.
5 times tonight, Reed. That is an impressive feat for any defense in the game, much left 2 quarters.
That is that's extremely impressive, especially against a team like Glendale.
Man, you know they're going to go for it, so the odds are they'll go for it a little more often. But to stop a team 5 times once when they're in their own red zone to do it, great job by this Zizzer defense tonight.
I wonder when the last time that Glendale's been held scoreless in a half. It's probably been a long time.
Be something to look at in the stats. 2 receivers to the left. Rackley wants to throw downfield, has a little pressure now. Flushed out of the pocket, gets outside, does the wise thing because there's only 10 seconds left to go. I love the fact West Plains up 28-0. They're still trying to score points before halftime.
Absolutely. I mean, you cannot score enough points against a team like Glendale, so why not keep your foot on the throttle, make something happen.
28-0 is the score. We talked about West Plains still trying to put points on the board before halftime. Heston Miller lined up to the left, out here to the right with 88 Ackerson. Rackley is alone in the backfield. He'll wait for it on about the 41-yard line. Waits the snap. He wants to throw and put it up. Unfortunately, there is a penalty probably going to be called against the Zizzers for illegal motion.
Looks like that's exactly what it's going to be, no?
Yep, legal procedure. Marcus back 5 yards, but you know what? No time taken off the board. The way these guys look at it, just 5 more yards to work with.
Yeah, I mean, first downs are not important at this point in the game. You know, that the end zone is all we're looking at.
33, Jonathan Bibb checks in for the Zizzers now. Got some fresh legs. Bibb's one of those guys who's always out there doing a great job blocking. We want a chance to see him catch one. Ball is at the 41-yard line of the Falcons. 2nd down and 15. Now they get Bibb to come back inside. Ackerson says, nope, I'm going to be inside. Let Bibb stay here. Rackley waits a snap, wants to throw, puts the ball up in the air. Oh, the old hook and ladder caught by Lidgard at the 40 down to the 35-yard line. I love the play call. You throw out to the wide receiver, pitch it off to the running back. But clock is stopped at 2, and they're going to take a timeout, Reed. They're still going to try to put points up. I love this.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the aggressive play, and I like that play call right there. It wasn't executed perfectly like we've seen it in the past, and obviously Glendale had seen that on film, so they were pretty well prepared for it.
Prepared for it, but like we talked about, most times up on a team 28-0, you'd go in at halftime, but West Plains wants to put more points on the board, and you stress this. I mean, a team like Glendale can score, and they can score quickly 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, they can score 3 or 4 times, and it's always good to score. I believe Glendale's going to get the ball first when they come back out at halftime, so it's real important that we score.
Put more points up on the board. 2 seconds left. This will be the last play of the first half. West Plains on top, 28-0. 33 Bibb is one receiver to the short side of the field. Rackley waits for the snap about his 40-yard line. He's got Lidgard lined up as a split to the left. Colt Hickson's out there as well. Ball is snapped on the ground. Just fall on it in the half, and that's what they're going to do, Reed. West Plains on top, 28-0. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
No matter how much training and dedication, there is one mountain you've not been able to conquer. The mountain of laundry. You wash a load, and suddenly there's 3 more loads needing to be done. Get help to conquer your laundry mountain from Zizzer Buggy Bath and Coin Laundry on Porter Wagoner in West Plains. Just load that mountain up and drop it off at Zizzer Buggy Bath. They will wash, fold, and even iron if you choose. All you have to do is put it away. So conquer that mountain with the help of Zizzer Buggy Bath.
Well, we definitely had a spring this year in the Ozarks. All the rain. The farmers are happy with all the grass, but my driveway is a complete and total mess. Or it was until Stewart Morrison Ready Mix came by, brought me gravel to fix my driveway up. They also hooked me up with pea gravel for all my landscaping. So now my driveway looks great and my yard looks great. You get concrete results every time with Stewart Morrison Ready Mix in West Plains. Call them 256-8171.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Reed, Zizzer's on top, 28-0. Defensively, they've done everything we've wanted from them.
Yeah, I mean, what a great half of defensive football, because I promise you, Glendale, it may have been years since they've been scoreless in the first half. Yeah. And that's how many points that they score on basically everybody.
Yeah, they put up lots of points. I mean, in the last 2 games, they put over 70 points up, averaging 35 points a game. Here, shut out at halftime, and Reed, that is kind of unusual just due to the fact they've got this offense where they just throw the ball all over the place.
You know, and they get a lot of attention, and rightfully so. It is exciting to watch, but they don't beat us very often, and it's been a long time since they have beat us, and I don't even remember how long ago that was. And it seems like they're always close in a lot of games, but they're never able to get over the hump.
And we talked about district this year. I meant right now, the way it's set up, there's 8 teams in each district. West Plains on top now. Webb City's on top. We're number 2. A lot of people ask, though, Bolivar, 8-0. Why are they number 3? Well, the scoring is based on what size schools you play.
Right.
Bolivar has beaten up on a lot of smaller schools, but not played the big schools like West Plains has. Every time a 4A plays a 5A school, you get more points, which has been very beneficial for both us and Webb City.
Which is basically our whole conference,
yes.
Outside of a couple teams. So, West Plains is always going to score higher in those district standings just because we went from being the largest school in the SCA to being the smallest school in the Ozark Conference.
And then the thing is, then you stick in a district where you're with people like Carl Junction, Webb City, Neosho, and then if you get out there somehow and win, usually the next group's against Camdenton or one of those powerhouses in the Southwest. The Southwest is responsible for so many great 4A schools. Been the last, I'd probably like to say, last 17 out of 20 years, you've had a Southwest school in the state championship. So whoever gets out of here alive at a district and sectional has a good chance of going on to state.
And Class 4 as a whole, I think you kind of touched on that a little bit, is very, very strong from top to bottom and much stronger than Class 5. And
yes,
it probably could compete with most schools in the Class 6.
And it just seems like, too, in the southwest corner, too, West Plains always a little bit unusual because you're stuck in the middle of the state. You're 100 miles away from everybody. But you get the west side of the state, like we talked about, Webb City, Carl Junction, Lamar. If you're from Liberty, a Mountain View Liberty fan, you know who Lamar is. I mean, they had him in the state playoff, state championship 4 or 5 times, never got past him. I mean, the football is very great, which is good because it prepares you for what you're going to see later in the playoffs. But the sad thing is, it'd be nice if they could meet a lot further down the road than instead of the first 2 weeks.
Right, and we kind of got rookie dude this year. We had 1 year in the district back east last year, and I thought that was usually a 2-year commitment. But somehow we got kicked out of that district, and now we're back in with Webb.
They did. So. Yeah, they didn't. We were okay with being in the southeast corner of the state.
Oh,
but
yeah.
when it comes time to the southwest corner of the state, and that's what most people don't realize. West Plains, in order to play another school our size, usually our minimum round trip distance is almost 200 miles. That's a lot of miles to travel.
That's a lot of miles, and it's not just football. It's what a lot of people. Football gets the most attention, and but it's soccer, it's volleyball, it's basketball, it's swimming. Every sport we play. My daughter is a swimmer,
and I saw they did. Yeah. They got second in conference.
The boys swimmers. Yeah, my daughter doesn't swim for the boys team, but
I didn't know how it was fed up. I just saw it trying to make short talk on the radio.
But yeah, they were very successful in conference this year, and that's pretty much a startup program that we've had for the last 6 or 7 years, and they were able to compete from day one in that conference, and now coming in second to Glendale.
That's impressive.
Glendale, both boys and girls, Glendale swimming is the top swimming program in the state of Missouri.
Yeah, they are to swimming what West Plains is to cross country.
You bet.
I mean, same type situation with that type. I think they even have their own pool. Probably even have a guys and girls pool at Glendale.
Well, they have the John Foster Natatorium in Springfield. That's a very nice facility, and that is shared by all the Springfield schools, and that's just a neat program. But I'm getting stuck on swimming because I love swimming and I love watching it. But
well, it's nice to have new programs get started, just like West Plains now is going to add additionally a wrestling program. I mean, you've got these new programs coming on and stuff. It gives athletes and kids more opportunities to be involved, or like being down here on the band tonight for senior night. There's so many things for kids to do and be involved in.
And it's so important. And the people that complain about it are obviously people that didn't do anything in high school, because it is so important to these kids, and it's so important to the band members, to the debate team. I mean, if you have a kid that is that involved, the concert choir, what a tradition we have there. If you have a kid that's involved in those types of traditions and is into that, I promise you they make good grades. Or they're the least motivated to make good grades. And I promise you that they think about that when they're 35 and 40 years old, that they learned that lesson back in a choir competition when I wasn't feeling very good, but I went and performed anyway. I mean, those are the types of lessons that you can carry forward into your career, into college, whatever.
Oh, so true. And we talk so much in town about economic development, what we need to do for industry and jobs. This school system here at R7 is amazing, how they prepare athletes, people who are involved in student activities, their student body, how to prepare for the real world. You stay in practice. Hey, you don't show up for practice, coach might get mad at me and stuff. That's not the case. Coach is going to be really mad at you, because we're going to teach you that if you don't show up, it's like work. You're probably going to get fired and lose your job.
Exactly.
And then but unlike real life, usually athletes and students have a chance to earn it back.
Right.
But we want to teach them that. It's just over here, just a couple mistakes. Make the mistakes now. Don't make them when you get older. Be a very productive person. Make this town grow.
Yeah, high school activities are so important to the development of any kid, and I don't care what the activity is. It doesn't matter. I mean,
Amen.
I've heard, there's a lot of schools that have esports, and you talk to the older generation, esports, that's just a bunch of kids playing video games. Hey, it has the same exact competitive spirit and practice and all the buy-in that any athletic sport has, but it's going to be kids that maybe aren't athletic, but they still get the same benefit.
So true. Every year when we go to the state track meet, they also have the National Spelling Bee on ESPN, and those kids are so intense, and they get an answer right, and they're just like somebody scoring a touchdown.
Sure.
And that's one thing you try to stress over and over again. It's not about just being a jock. It's not about being the smartest guy. It's about being a part of a team and being excited when you make things happen or your teammate makes happen. And that's what makes life a little bit more fun and enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you become adults, and you see those people on the street that you played sports with or you were singing the choir with, I mean, you immediately have some kind of connection, because you have shared blood, sweat, tears, and whatever.
The guy who was on the chess team with my son, those guys were best men in each other's weddings. It just keeps on going for a long time. Yeah. And talking about keeping on going, we're going to give about a 3-minute break, hear from our sponsors, and we'll be back in 3 minutes to talk a little bit about the game on KDY 102.5.
Hi, it's Shelley with West Plains Roofing to talk to you about Colt's RV and Campers. Colt specializes in roof replacement, roof repairs, and power washing RVs and campers. He can also fix that annoying leak that you may have been putting off, so you can always camp in comfort. Call 417-274-4284. That's 417-274-4284 for Colt's RV and Campers. At West Plains Roofing, our family has protected all you work for since 1968. Take the work off your shoulders. Call Colt's RV and Campers today.
You're driving down the road following a dump truck full of gravel when all of a sudden, now there's a chip in your windshield, but don't wait. Get to S&P Quality Auto Glass now. They can fix the raw chip and save your windshield. The hot temperatures of summer can turn that chip into a crack in a hurry. And if you wait too long, that's okay. S&P Quality Auto Glass can also replace your windshield or any of your automotive glass. S&P Auto Glass next to DQ on Highway 63 West Plains. Show us your crack.
To get that trophy buck you're going to be hunting, you need to get deep in the woods. That's where the High Sun Side-by-Side from Outpost Motorsports comes in. The High Sun Side-by-Side comes standard with a top, windshield, and winch, and can get you where the big bucks live to set up and get it out of the woods after the harvest. High Sun is the fastest growing side-by-side brand. See why for yourself at your side-by-side headquarters, Outpost Motorsports, next to the Civic Center in West Plains, and online at outpostmotorsports.com. Financing available with approved credit.
Providing commercial and residential electrical connection, Long Electric in West Plains specializes in repairs as basic as receptacle replacement and ceiling fan installation to advanced installations such as kitchen lighting, panel upgrades, whole home surge protection, and planning stages of construction. Long Electric's customer commitment is call-ahead scheduling, upfront pricing, and 24/7 emergency demands. Long Electric, bringing the power to you at 293-6884. When things go wrong, call Long and look for the man in the white and blue van.
Arvest Bank, scoring touchdowns with great customer service. Being a proud sponsor of the West Plains Zizzers means we care about our community and are here to fulfill the needs of our customers. All of the services of a large bank, but coupled with friendliness and a personal touch to banking, means you can feel right at home at Arvest Bank. People helping people find financial solutions for life. The only bank that you need to know. Arvest Bank. Go Zizzers.
Member FDIC.
And there's a flag on the play.
Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the new Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletes for safe play through its season and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you don't have to visit OMC Orthopedics, but if you do, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer Athletics.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here from Zizzer Stadium. Zizzer's on top 28-0 here in the first half. It started in the first quarter as Lidgard had the first touchdown. He put 2 more touchdowns on the board after that. And then Seeley ran in the 4th touchdown of the half. Keller was effective on all his extra points. Good job by Ackerson Holding. Zizzer's on top 28-0. We'll be back in 3 minutes on KDY 102.5.
Oh boy, sports! Hey folks, I'm Gary Lee.
I'm Harlan Hutchison.
And it's Ozarks Overtime with myself and Harlan and James Hurts. Catch it each week at OzarkRadioNews.com.
It's a podcast. It could go on forever. You never know, and usually does. And it's sponsored by the Battery Station on Washington in West Plains.
Catch it. If you're into sports, you'll definitely be into Ozarks Overtime.
Yeah, let's talk about sports.
Driving in winter can be challenging. Be sure your tires will get you through the season. If you're getting close to needing new tires, give Wilbanks Tire a chance to sell you a new set of tires. Once you buy a set of tires from Wilbanks Tire, you can come in anytime for free tire rotation for the life of your tires. So once a customer of Wilbanks Tire, you'll always be a customer of Wilbanks Tire. Price, quality, and service, all at Wilbanks Tire, 201 West 2nd Street in West Plains.
Brown Furniture and Appliance in West Plains knows nothing helps melt away the stress of the day quite like sinking into a recliner. Find the right one to fit your lifestyle and decor, and Brown Furniture and Appliance has recliners starting at $259. Stylish high leg power recliners starting at $539. Add a classy touch to any room. Comfort defined. Learn how they're setting the bar with modern silhouettes and designer details in styles you'd never expect. 24-month interest-free financing with approved credit. Brown Furniture and Appliance, growing with the Ozarks since 1949.
What would you do if you could skip your car payments for 90 days? Buy season tickets to your favorite team? Start on a home improvement project? Take a much-needed road trip? Whether you're buying a new car, a new-to-you car, or refinancing the one you have now, Landmark Bank wants you to stop worrying and start making memories. Take advantage of a 90 days no-pay period on qualifying auto loans. Isn't it time you became a Landmark? Apply today at landmarkbank.com.
Landmark Bank, here for you.
Has your car ever broken down? Well, that happens to all of us. Has your car ever been involved in an accident? Well, that happens too, but maybe not to all of us. But when you need a reliable tow, and we all do from time to time, call J&J Recovery and Towing, 256-7628. J&J Recovery and Towing answers your calls 24/7, and they work fast. Whether you need to take your vehicle to your home or to a repair shop, dealership, or the auto body repair, J&J can tow it for you. No job is too big or too small. J&J Recovery and Towing Service.
Norman Orr Office Supply, 202 West Main in West Plains is ready to take care of all your business needs. Whether you're starting up an office or it's time to upgrade, stop in and see the great selection of office furniture. They now offer janitorial and safety supplies. And when you need copiers, printers, or their supplies, they have those too. Online ordering is available, and they offer free next-day delivery in the West Plains area. Check them out online, norman-orr.com, or call 256-6808.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at halftime at Zizzer Stadium. Last regular season game of the year. West Plains on top 28-0. 5 times tonight, the Glendale Falcons have gone for it on 4th down and turned it over on downs. Reed and I talked about the defense having to do so well tonight and stop these Falcons, as all they do is throw the football left and right. And our defense has rose to the task, even with the goose egg. Reed made the good point. It's been a long time since Glendale was shut out in a half. 5 minutes left to go before the second half begins, so we're going to take another 2-minute break on KDY 102.5.
Are you not sleeping well?
Being told you snore?
Do you choke in your sleep?
Are you wanting more?
You need a CPAP.
I got your CPAP.
You need a CPAP.
I got your CPAP.
Sleep apnea is no laughing matter. Consult your doctor and choose home as your provider.
Sometimes a battery will give noticeable early warning signs, but not always, like low engine crank, check engine light, swelling or bloating of the battery case, battery leakage, or just old age. Don't get stranded in the cold or a thunderstorm. Have your vehicle's batteries tested at Don's Auto Service in West Plains off Porter Wagner Boulevard.
This is John Kinslow with Don's Auto Service, where we are more than a tire store.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your car? Do you just see the windshield or the wind in your hair on your first road trip? Do you see headlights or the way your family's faces light up as you pull into the driveway? Other insurance companies just see a car, but a State Farm agent sees what your car really means to you. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Talk to me, State Farm agent Justin Shelby in West Plains at 417-256-3434, in Houston at 417-967-4152.
Monty's Outdoors at the Southern Hill Shopping Center in West Plains, along with Broken Bow Archery, is having a fall preview sale. Extra 10% off anything hunting. Game calls, scents, attractants, shooting accessories, blinds, tree stands like the Summit Viper climbing stand, $269. Extra 10% off boots by Lacrosse, Muck, Rocky, Under Armour, and Columbia. Extra 10% off bow accessories and targets. And save $100 on select Excalibur crossbows at Monty's Outdoors at the Southern Hill Shopping Center, West Plains.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Zizzer's on top, 28-0, 52 degrees now. And guess what, Reed? Got a little bit of rain that's starting to come down.
A little bit of rain, it's sprinkling a little bit, and that's a good sign because if you have a pass-heavy offense, it doesn't work real well in the rain. So that's a good thing for West Plains.
Well, in West Plains, too, talked about on halftime, they have done such a good job defensively tonight on stopping these Glendale Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, Glendale, they kind of hang their hat on good quarterback play and having some great wide receivers, and they've been completely shut down by the West Plains defense in the first half.
Yeah, 5 times tonight. 5 times West Plains has shut them out on 4th down. And if you would have said that too, and twice, the Falcons have had the ball deep in the territory too.
Yeah, I might have Coach Mock rethinking their no punting policy.
Yeah, hey, man, well, they decided they had to punt one time when they had the ball at the 2-yard line. They're like, hey, we probably ought to punt the ball here.
Yeah, probably not smart to give it up here because the West Plains offense has been rolling as well. And, we're such a powerful offensive team. And not to take away from the offense, but, man, the defense has really been lights out.
Well, and our offense, one thing I love about it, too, so many different weapons, so many people to throw the ball to, so many opportunities, and so many kids that can play so many different positions. Eric Washington tonight comes out. He's been a punter. He's been a guard. He's been a defensive end. Now he comes out tonight and plays wide receiver and catches a couple passes. Amazing.
Yeah, he is amazing. And so you have somebody like Connor Lair, who, in my opinion, is a great athlete, one of the better athletes that we've seen in a long time. So you lose him a couple games ago to injury. Thankfully, he's going to be okay. He's down on the sidelines rooting on his team. And you think, oh, my, that's really going to be the tough end of the season. But then you have all these other kids like Parker and Seeley and, that are in Washington that are able to step up and contribute. And it's not that we don't miss Connor Lair, but it sure makes it a lot easier to move forward when you have other kids that can step up and fill that hole.
Well, and we talked about our offensive line, too. Our offensive line brand new guys from a year ago, and they have stepped up so well. One of the people tonight, we've already talked about 77, Blake Reed, but 66, Jalen James, big sophomore, out there, and they're just making huge holes for people.
Monster. And I'm going to tell you, I think, I can't remember when it was maybe 2 springs ago, I was watching him play spring football, and he had never played before, and they were literally out on the field during a game showing him how to get in a three-point stance. And so he's real raw, he's real green at this football thing. He's only been playing for maybe a year and a half, and he is caught on. So he's ready to roll.
And talking about being a big kid, too, I'm at, what is he? 6'6" and 300 pounds.
He's a monster.
And he still runs fast, too. I mean, that's the kind of thing, if you grow 2 more inches, he'll have some D1 schools looking at him, and people are like, well, 6'6", isn't that big enough? That's one thing people don't realize about when you get to the collegiate level and the pro level. Those are just men among boys.
They're freaks of nature.
Yeah, and all of them are fast.
Yeah. So, Jalen James, 6'6", 300, and is a sophomore.
Yeah, I'm at 2. And, well, and that's one thing, too. Not only is our football program so good because of what play calls they have, the athletes, their off-season conditioning is awesome, what they do during weightlifting. There's so much they do to make these players. In the old days, they said bigger, faster, and stronger.
You know, it's one thing that Coach Airy implemented here. He made it fun. And from what I understand about Coach Perkins and my conversations with him, he is continuing with that tradition and maybe even making it more fun for these players. And they love playing for this football program. They've bought in. They're unselfish. They play as a team. They play as a brotherhood, and you can tell that they actually like each other, which is helpful. And so when you play as a unit, good things happen.
Well, I noticed that with Laird, too. I saw a couple pictures on his Facebook post, too, and all the kids were over at his house the next day and the next 2 days watching football. And I see that with this group. They're a cohesive group, and they enjoy each other, the way they play football together and whatnot, but they also know that it's not just about football. Like you talked about, it's about brotherhood. It's about doing things together on a Saturday afternoon, Tuesday night, coming out here on Friday mornings, having the game prayer. They are very, very well-built and well-rounded group of young men.
Yeah, and so when we have a kid that makes a mistake, you don't see a lot of players, yelling at him or anything.
Amen.
I mean, they're always slapping him on the helmet or slapping him on the shoulder pad, say, hey, we'll get him next time, man. And you don't understand how powerful that is.
It's huge, and that's a very good point, because you think about some of those teams we had 5-6 years ago and stuff, with that Ofer, and people start pointing fingers at each other, and it's your fault, not my fault thing. That stuff, thank God, is far in the past. I was talking to someone about how hard it is to do a game like last week when you're up by 5 or 6 touchdowns, and they said, I bet that's a lot better than doing one when you're down 5 or 6 touchdowns.
So true.
I was like, you forget those things.
We've done a lot of those.
Yeah. And it's amazing, too, how you go through and your expectations change, because I'd forgotten all about those days. And you think back to that and see how much we progressed and how far we've come. And that's what makes it so important. And that's why it's important, too, Reed. You mentioned earlier, love it that you guys are listening on the radio and watching on TV and stuff, but when the playoffs come, we need to have this place filled up.
Oh, it needs to be rocking. Just like it does at homecoming.
Yes.
That was a huge crowd we had this year at homecoming, and it was loud. It wasn't a typical homecoming crowd. Usually homecoming crowds sit on their hands, but this year, the last few years, homecoming crowds have been some of the loudest crowds I can remember at West Plains.
Well, and you saw like what happened at Lebanon when it was homecoming. You got this big crowd. After homecoming, they all leave.
That's right.
They weren't even there for the football game. That's what's cool with West Plains, is everybody wants to see a little football action going on. And we're getting ready to start. Number 54, Kyler Stowers out there putting a big block, falls on the ball. Glendale comes out with it. Now it goes into a Zizzer hand, back into the Falcons' hands, and now we just got a scrum. It's going to depend on who gets the ball at the bottom of that pile, Reed.
Yeah, and you got to like the aggressive play calling by Glendale that came out. We're down. They come out with an onside kick and almost recovered it, but West Plains is going to get a first down in great field position because of it. And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Butler Heating and Air, your local Train dealer and provider of GeoComfort geothermal heating and cooling systems.
Number 88, good job by Jacob Ackerson to fall on that football that time. Reed mentioned it. They came out, tried an onside kick. We were barely ready for it. Ball popped out. But good job. Ackerson was down there to fall on the football. So the Zizzers get it on the Glendale 44-yard line to start the second half. 3 receivers off to the left. They send Lidgard in motion. Now he's right beside Rack. Gives the ball to Lidgard. Lidgard goes up the middle. He's at the 45 down to about the 43. Gets maybe 1 yard on the carry. 2nd and 9 for the Zizzers.
Good patient run that time by Lidgard, and it didn't have the result that he wanted, but he was coming across that offensive line, thought he saw a crease, and was able to shoot up in there.
2nd down and 10 for the Zizzers. They've got the ball at the Glendale 43. Snap comes in. However, there's going to be an illegal procedure call. We'll have to see who the officials said jumped first. Against the Zizzers, Reed. But you know what? That's not too many penalties we've had against us tonight.
Yeah, really, our track record tonight's been pretty good, and it looks like Glendale's doing some odd things on defense right now, trying to throw the West Plains Zizzer juggernaut off a little bit because they don't have a whole lot of answers, but they're bringing up 5, 6 guys up on the line and trying to fill those gaps.
And just having some of those guys twist. One guy goes in front, one guy goes in back. Here's the snap. Quarterback Lidgard wants to throw, hits Heston Miller at the 50. He gets across the 45, needs to get down quick, which he does. Gets about 5 yards on the carry, almost enough to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Good catch by Miller that time in traffic, which is a lot harder than it looks.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and he was able to hold on to the ball and take some pretty nice licks.
Miller. 3rd and 10 now for the Zizzers. They give to Lidgard right up the middle. He's at the 40, the 35, all the way down to the 30. Reed, time and time again, we've seen this kid over the last 4 years get hit only to go forward for another Zizzer first down.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Monty's Outdoors at the Southern Hills Center, your outdoor store for fishing, hunting, and so much more. And don't forget about their good selection of Zizzer gear.
Apparel. Oh, yeah, Monty's got the Under Armour shirt on tonight. Ball is placed at the 32-yard line of the Falcons. Rackley's got Lidgard beside him. Now he doesn't. Now he's going to throw to Lidgard, who catches the 35. Now he's across the 30 down to about the 27-yard line, gets 6 yards on the carry. Laughing here because one of the Glendale defenders had old Hayden Holt down on the ground, and he kept him there.
Giving him the business down there.
He really went. Holt's like, you're sitting on my head. Get up. And the guy's like, I can't move, Clayton. I'm sorry. 2nd down and 6 now for the West Plains Zizzers. They've got the ball at the Glendale 28. 2 receivers to the left, to the right. Miller, Ackerson lined up on the short side of the field. Colt Hickson, number 15, out there as well. Now they send Miller in motion. They fake to him, look for him in the flat, nothing open, so they throw to 15, Colt Hickson, who catches at the 15 and gets all the way down to the 13 for a Zizzer first down.
That Colt Hickson first down is brought to you by West Plains Bank, where every customer leaves a friend. It's 6 area locations, better to serve you.
Good job by Colt Hickson pulling it in.
He's one of those, he's not a flashy player, but he always contributes.
Yes, he does, and when they throw the ball to him, he catches it. Now, want to throw the ball, there's nothing going on, so he dances around, gets the 5, down the 2, into the end zone for a touchdown, goes Rackley, runs it in himself, and that's the 5th Zizzer touchdown of the evening.
Looks like he got a cramp right there at the very end. He's been playing a lot. He's been playing defense as well, so I'm sure his muscles are tired. And but good run that time by Rackley. He made one move and then ran over 2 dudes to get into the end zone.
Yeah, really good move, and you're right. He's down on the ground right now, tried to get back up. And that's one of the things, even that shows so important on a night like tonight. 52 degrees, guys can still cramp up. He's going to get back up, but they're going to make sure and stretch him out just a little bit.
Get that dude some mustard.
Number 71 now checks in for the Zizzers. That's Hunter Frazier getting a chance on the extra point. Got to find out who's snapping it for you. We've got the holders, Ackerson. The kicker is Keller. Stowers is the long snapper on extra point now. He gets wait for the snap. Referee says do it. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and it is good. West Plains on top, 35-0. Reed, that's wonderful, too, because we've got the running clock. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Hi, it's Shelley from West Plains Roofing. At West Plains Roofing, we specialize in flat and metal roofing systems for residential, commercial, and industrial properties. Whether it's new construction or maintenance, we've got you covered. Don't wait until it's too late. Call West Plains Roofing today at 256-6750. That's 256-6750. We're located in the Harlan Ridge Shopping Center on Preacher Row Boulevard, serving our customers since 1968.
You're driving down the road following a dump truck full of gravel when all of a sudden, now there's a chip in your windshield, but don't wait. Get to S&P Quality Auto Glass now. They can fix the raw chip and save your windshield. The hot temperatures of summer can turn that chip into a crack in a hurry. And if you wait too long, that's okay. S&P Quality Auto Glass can also replace your windshield or any of your automotive glass. S&P Auto Glass next to DQ on Highway 63 West Plains. Show us your crack.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Kicked off to the Falcons. Man catches about the 10. He gets to the 15 outside of the 20 where the Falcons take over 1st and 10.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Captain D's. Eat with Zach and the crew at Captain D's Seafood Kitchen and the Southern Hills Shopping Center.
I talked to Zach the other day, and he is excited about the things going on at Captain D's right now. Glendale comes out down 35-0 with 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter. They've got 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Zizzer's so blitz, and so they say, you know what, we'll set up the screen, which has caught the 20 across to the 25, down the 27-yard line. Effective play there, Reed, as they get 7 yards on the play, 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, those little screen plays, that almost acts like a running play for Glendale. Since they don't have the running back, it's almost like a long handoff.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it, because basically they're letting those defensive linemen through there as quick as they can. And basically they put pressure on the quarterback, and then they just throw the ball right over his head. Greg Simpkins down there on the field, former head coach, sees a sunflower. He wants to pick up that seat. Receiver for the Glendale Falcons are covered well. Quarterback tucks it, gets across the 30, down to the 34, and that's a 1st down for the Falcon.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by the Fisher Law Firm. They're located in the Osby Building in beautiful downtown West Plains.
Give them a chance today. 9:07 left to go here in the third quarter. West Plains on top, 35-0. It's the running clock. Glendale has the ball at their own 30. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Throw a quick screen out to the right. It is caught, tucked in away there. He gets enough down to the 35-yard line, and that is a Glendale Falcon 1st down.
All right. That 1st and 10 is brought to you by J&J Recovery for reliable towing and roadside assistance 24/7. Put this number in your phone, 417-256-7628.
See, if you're watching on television, you're like, that wasn't a 1st down last play, but when you're on the radio, you can cover yourself. No one knows. There's a pass out in the flat, caught at the 30. He's up to the 35-yard line. Good job by McGinley coming up and make the initial stop. 5 yards on that carry. In there again, too, is Kinslow, number 19. And they say in practice he is one heck of an athlete.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he is a great athlete, and he does a really good job on that freshman team last year and on the JV team this year.
I mean, I think he played even a little quarterback and stuff. He's one of those guys that's such a good athlete, you just want a chance for him to get on the field. 3 receivers now to the right. Quarterback pumps, wants to throw, and he's got a man open across midfield. Now he gets to the 40, the 30, all the way down to the 20-yard line, giving these Falcons some momentum. Reed, 1st and 10 for the Glendale Falcons.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by State Farm agent Justin Shelby in both Houston and West Plains for all your insurance needs in one location.
You know, the 2 times that Glendale has got long plays tonight, there's something going on where they're sending 3 receivers over that right side. The other 2 go inside, and the guy's been open out to the right. Try to set up the tunnel screen, which is nothing doing, as big 42 Washington is there, and he makes an interception.
He is all over the field, man. He is. That is one kid that plays with a high revving engine on every play.
I mean, he is so intense the way he does stuff. I mean, he is absolutely incredible the way he goes out there and just plays football.
I'll tell you another player that I enjoy watching, and he just checked into the game the last series, is Lopez, number 36.
Oh, yeah.
Not a very big kid, but he brings it on every play.
Coach Perkins said Lopez is probably the hardest working kid on the team, and that's saying a lot when you've got these young men. Ball is placed down at the 30-yard line. They hand the lid guard up the middle. He's the 35-40 looking for a seam, and he says goodbye as he slaps the Glendale Falcon on the hat at the 40 and goes 30 more yards into the end zone on a 70-yard jaunt lid guard. That is his fourth touchdown on the evening. Man.
You know what's so fun about Lidgard? It looked like he was going to get tackled. Somehow he gave a stiff arm and then accelerated from 0 to 100 within a snap.
And it was one of those things, too, you know, when Reed talks about a stiff arm, most of the time you think about a guy getting a stiff arm, a guy gets pushed back. Lidgard almost looked like he was slapping the guy on the helmet saying, don't even try to catch me. And he was gone like that. Awesome play by Lidgard. Now, referee said, hey, hold up, because Reed says, guess what? They're getting a little chippy. Chippy is the word, and they're telling these guys, come on, fellas. Know you're getting beat by 4 or 5 touchdowns, but there's no reason for either one of you to play when it's not in between the whistles. Coach Perkins says, everybody get back and get your cool.
There's always been some bad blood between these two teams, and I can't figure out why. We're not close or anything, but there's always been a lot of vocalization and chippy play.
Well, and too, I talked about you using that term chippy and stuff too, and I didn't hear it until a lot last weekend. But some of the guys on ESPN, they were talking about, well, when you get the Wolverines in Ohio State out there, they're all chippy. And then you hear the guy from Louisiana State. You know what his last name is?
Louisiana State. Oh, yeah. Ed Orgeron.
Oh, all right. We're going to go out there and we're going to play football. We're going to get chipped down in that LSU. That way it's going to help us out.
Right?
For people that listen to us who've never heard a broadcast, folks, this is how we do it when you're up 41 points. It's all about the entertainment value. What we're getting here for you on KDY 102.5. Now they are set for an extra point. Ackerson will hold. Long snapper is Stowers. Basically on that last play, they had a penalty, marched it halfway in. You thought West Plains might go for 2. Now the Glendale coach is being informed of what happened on the sideline. Clock is stopped because of the touchdown. Glendale coach not happy. Referee says, you know what, coach? You can say that one more time, I'll throw another flag. And he says, nope. It's okay. I want to get home, get on the bus, get back to Springfield. Now, ref says, start the clock again. 23 seconds on the play clock. Stowers, here's the snap. Hold. Kick. Up. And it is good. Zizzer's on top, 42-0. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
To get that trophy buck you're going to be hunting, you need to get deep in the woods. That's where the High Sun Side-by-Side from Outpost Motorsports comes in. The High Sun Side-by-Side comes standard with a top, windshield, and winch, and can get you where the big bucks live to set up and get it out of the woods after the harvest. High Sun is the fastest growing side-by-side brand. See why for yourself at your side-by-side headquarters, Outpost Motorsports, next to the Civic Center in West Plains, and online at outpostmotorsports.com. Financing available with approved credit.
Providing commercial and residential electrical connection, Long Electric in West Plains specializes in repairs as basic as receptacle replacement and ceiling fan installation to advanced installations such as kitchen lighting, panel upgrades, whole home surge protection, and planning stages of construction. Long Electric's customer commitment is call-ahead scheduling, upfront pricing, and 24/7 emergency demands. Long Electric, bringing the power to you at 293-6884. When things go wrong, call Long and look for the man in the white and blue van.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
So Reed, on that last penalty on the extra point, Zizzer said, hey, we'll take it on the kickoff. So now you've got Keller kicking off from the 45-yard line. Don't be surprised to see West Plains maybe try an onside kick here.
The Glendale 45.
Yes, Glendale 45. Brandon Mark, 65, lined up on the outside. And they do kick it down the ground. Nice kick. Goes all the way down to the 8-yard line. Picked up there. Man has a little bit of room. Gets out to the 20. But nice tackle made there by number 58, Aiden Holt, he's been all over the field tonight. 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Don's Auto Service on Porter Wagner Boulevard. More than just a tire store, stop and see them for all your auto needs.
Zizzer's got that first-team defense out there. They want to keep that goose egg going. 42-0 is the score, Reed. Entertaining game nonetheless.
It is very entertaining, and I'm honestly shocked.
Yeah, I thought Glendale plays a closer game. They come out, 4 receivers to the right. Quick pass, caught at the 20. Man gets out to the 25, across the 27. 6-yard gain on that pass. 2nd and 4 now for the Falcons.
Good job that time by the West Plains defense. We're still getting pretty good pressure on the quarterback, and are able to pursue that ball to the sidelines.
4 receivers off to the left, 1 to the right for the Falcons. Quarterback looks to throw, quick pass, caught on the 25. Now the man's out to the 30, gets across to the 33, where he's met by about 4 Zizzer defenders, but that's going to be enough for a Falcon first down.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Stuart Morrison Ready Mix. They have all your residential, commercial, and agricultural concrete and rock.
Good tackle that made by 24 Garrett Drown. Haven't got to call his number a lot tonight, but Drown in there doing a great stop on that last play. Also in there's 36 Jason Lopez with 35 Trey Luna. 4 receivers for the right for the Falcons. Looks to throw, wants to throw downfield, has a man open on the left side. McGinley looked back at the wrong moment, and that was an incomplete pass. Pretty nice throw by the Falcons quarterback.
Looks like they're going to throw a flag on that, and that's a good call. McGinley had him around the belt, it looked like.
Yeah, it's like you're not going to catch it. And that's the thing in high school football that you teach as a defensive back coach. If you do get beat, just grab the man, because it's not from the spot of the foul. It's a 10-yard penalty. Be it for automatic first down, but still that gets beat a lot better than getting beat 30 yards down the field.
And Aiden Holt just did my favorite move in high school, any level of football. One of the Glendale players was getting a little mouthy, and Aiden Holt pointed at the scoreboard.
He said it's 42-0. You might drive a better car and have a better looking girlfriend, but we're winning the game. Ball is at the 48-yard line of the Falcons, just before midfield. Falcons wants to throw the same play down the field as is open last time. It's caught down to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Ozarks Medical Center with Dr. Edwin Roeder as the new team physician. See OMC and the orthopedics team today. Lots of exciting things going on at OMC.
The big senior, number 9, Gavin Watts, the quarterback, slow to get up on that last play, but he comes and he gives his linemen their blocking assignments. Ball at the West Plains 34-yard line. West Plains on top, 42-0. 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. West Plains shows bits. Quarterback wants to throw back. It's caught at the 30. He's got a man open at the 20, 15, 10. Goes all the way into the end zone. Referee finally says that's a touchdown for the Falcons. Nice play.
Yeah, good play that time, and there was a pretty blatant hold, and obviously the refs aren't going to call it. It's 42-0, but 42-6 now. But the West Plains fans took exception to it.
They really did, and that is one thing. We don't have as many people here as we'd like, but the ones who here, they're all in. Man, my goodness, referee had to hear about it on that last play, and it seems like West Plains they're going to try for a 2-point play right now. 42-6. West Plains on top. Quarterback wants to throw at the back of the end zone, and it is caught, which will make it 42-8, which is a 34-point differential, so no more running clock, but we'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Driving in winter can be challenging. Be sure your tires will get you through the season. If you're getting close to needing new tires, give Wilbanks Tire a chance to sell you a new set of tires. Once you buy a set of tires from Wilbanks Tire, you can come in anytime for free tire rotation for the life of your tires. So once a customer of Wilbanks Tire, you'll always be a customer of Wilbanks Tire. Price, quality, and service, all at Wilbanks Tire, 201 West 2nd Street in West Plains.
Are you not sleeping well?
Being told you snore.
Do you choke in your sleep?
Are you wanting more?
You need a CPAP.
I got your CPAP.
You need a CPAP.
I got your CPAP.
Sleep apnea is no laughing matter. Consult your doctor and choose home as your provider.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Zizzer's on top 42-8, which means it's a 34-point differential. So no running clock now. More here in the third quarter. Reed, you said Coach Mock has a competitive spirit.
Yeah. You know, speaking of spring football, I was up there watching my son play that last spring, I believe it was. And Coach Mock was on the sidelines watching the 7th and 8th graders play, and they had a phenomenal quarterback who obviously hasn't made it to the high school level yet.
That's one of those things, though, too, just like you're talking about with Coach Jerry. You want those coaches to get involved with the youth on certain levels and stuff. They get out there and basically they learn the system from a very, very early age. And once you learn the system, you just add on to it a little bit each year.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Falcons want to kick the ball. Our guys lined up at the 20-yard line.
Oh, he picked up the flag. Okay, yeah. A little confusion on the field.
Yeah, they were trying to mark it up 10 yards. Said no flag needed. Stowers over here to the short side of the field. Glendale gets set to kick off. Lidgard is back there with Seeley in the backfield. Here's the kick. Oh, it's a little short kick, kicked right to Stowers. Stowers does the right thing and falls on it. However, ball comes out. We'll just have to see if Glendale or West Plains came up with it. Glendale says they're going to have it. 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
Yeah, that 1st and 10 is brought to you by the Zizzer Buggy Bath on Porter Wagner Boulevard. They will do all your laundry, everything except put it away, saving you precious time.
Precious time. Falcons come out with a little trickery. Well, I say a little come out with trickery. They tried the same thing on the last time, almost successful. They said this time let's execute it better. And now they have the ball in Zizzer territory on the 48-yard line of the Zizzers. 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Zizzers on top 42-8. Well, we talked about these Glendale Falcons. They can score at any time. 3 receivers off to the right, 2 to the short side of the field. Glendale waits a snap. Here it is. Pressure put on. Wants to throw deep down the field, and he's got a man open out at the 30, and that is the 3rd time tonight. They've ran that play where the receiver just goes outside, and that's a 1st down for the Falcons.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Outpost Motorsports, the #1 Heisen side-by-side dealer in the United States. Stop by and let them show you why.
Heisen. Go check them out today. 1st down for the Falcons. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Falcons are going to take a timeout, so we'll be back in 30 seconds on KDY 102.5.
Arvest Bank, scoring touchdowns with great customer service. Being a proud sponsor of the West Plains Zizzers means we care about our community and are here to fulfill the needs of our customers. All of the services of a large bank, but coupled with friendliness and a personal touch to banking, means you can feel right at home. At Arvest Bank, people helping people find financial solutions for life. The only bank that you need to know. Arvest Bank. Go Zizzers.
Member FDIC.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here from Zizzer Stadium. Glendale's got the ball on the Zizzer 30-yard line. 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Quarterback going to wait the snap. Here it is. He looks to his right, nothing there. Now he wants to throw deep down the middle of the field, has a man open, and they're going to call defensive pass interference against the Zizzer. And it looked to me, Reed, like he just got tripped up, but that'll be another Glendale 1st down.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Landmark Bank in West Plains. They're here to serve you with 2 locations in town on Porter Wagner and K Highway.
Give them a call today at Landmark Bank. 42-8 is the score. Had the running clock going. Everybody was happy. It was raining. Thought we're going to get out of here. And Glendale says, nope, we're going to play till the very end. Referee now says, hey, there's a penalty called against the Zizzers. Going to mark it back even further down the field. 1st down. See where the final mark is going to be at the 15-yard line. Couple fans not liking the call.
They're still mad about that holding call from 2 possessions ago.
Well, you know you live in a small town, too, when they're calling the referees different by their first name.
Come on, Steve.
Yeah, it's not. Quarterback now wants to throw, has no one to throw to, start scrambling. Good job by the Zizzer defense. Try to contain him as he gets maybe 3 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 7 for the Falcons.
Good pursuit that time by the West Plains Zizzers and good coverage downfield. Quarterback didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
Had nowhere to go with it. Good job by the Zizzer defense. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ball is at the 11-yard line of the Zizzer. Glendale knocking on the door, want to put some more points on the board. Setting up that tunnel screen, caught at the 12, nowhere to go inside, so the man goes outside. Good job by the cornerback coming up and making the stop. He's going to be 2 yards short of the first down, and the good news, he stayed in bounds. The clock's still running.
Looked like a good catch that time by Glendale. He came down and put his pads down and met a West Plains Zizzer and went backwards.
Yeah, our guys are very, very physical. 5 times tonight have the Zizzers stopped the Falcons on 4th down. Just 3rd down here. Quarterback wants to take it on design draw play, and he's going to run right up the middle, and that's the 2nd touchdown read for the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're really, scoring some points here in slop time.
Yeah, we talked about
Congratulations to them, I guess.
It's like 42-14 right now, still wanting to put points up on the board.
Congratulations, you scored against our JV.
3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Glendale, I'm going to go for 2 points again. They did on the last one. They were successful. Quarterback waits a snap. He's on about the 8-yard line. Wants to throw that tunnel screen. It's not open. It's picked off. He's going to try to run it back all the way, but fortunately the referee says, stop right there, lid guard, because you can't bring it back on extra point. West Plains on top, 42-14. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
And there's a flag on the play.
Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the new Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletes for safe play through its season and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you don't have to visit OMC Orthopedics, but if you do, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer Athletics.
Oh boy, sports! Hey folks, I'm Gary Lee.
I'm Harlan Hutchison.
And it's Ozarks Overtime with myself and Harlan and James Hurt. Catch it each week at OzarkRadioNews.com.
It's a podcast. It could go on forever. You never know, and usually does. And it's sponsored by the Battery Station on Washington in West Plains.
Catch it. If you're into sports, you'll definitely be into Ozarks Overtime.
Yeah, let's just talk about sports.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Zizzer's on top, 42-14. Glendale tries another onside kick. Why not? But this time, West Plains ready for it. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their 44-yard line.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by West Plains Lock and Key, where tradition meets technology, commercial, residential, or auto. They can help.
So West Plains now's got some new guys in there. Getting a chance to play is 71 Hunter Frazier. Frazier getting some playing time here on Friday night. Like to see the senior get in there and get some action. Here's the snap. Give the lid guard right up the middle. There's nothing there, so he goes to 45. He's across midfield to the 45, down to the 40. Give him 17 yards on that carry. 1st and 10 for the Zizzers.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Brackett Service Center, general maintenance to major repairs for your vehicle, and they work on diesels as well.
And they do a good job working down there. We've taken a couple of our company autos down there and had very, very good service. 3 receivers off to the right side. Colt Hickson, Eston Miller. Now they're going to give the ball to lid guard up the middle. He's at the 40, the 35, cuts across the 30 all the way down to the 27-yard line. 12-yard gain, 1st and 10 once again.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Long Electric. All you need to remember is when things go wrong, call Long.
And good job by this Zizzer offense to be patient, come out here, still keep trying to take time off the board. 3 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. West Plains on top, 42-14. 28-point lead. Looking to score another touchdown, the extra point, and get that running clock going again. Rackley awaits a snap. Here it is. They give to Lidgard up the middle. Good hole for Lidgard, and he's tackled. Only had one guy to beat, and that guy from Glendale made a really good tackle. Got about 5 yards on that carry.
Looked like Colt Hickson somehow came inside on a blocking scheme and did a really nice job. It's always nice to see a wide receiver sticking his nose in there.
Yes, it is. And Titus Seeley in there as well, too, playing that H-back position. Haven't got to see him run the ball a lot tonight, but he's making some great blocks. Now Miller, the freshman, lines up wide to the left side. Looks at his play call, gets the play. Brackley, the quarterback, awaits the snap, taking as much time off the clock as they possibly can. There's the snap. He hands it off. As we said to Seeley, Seeley just runs over 1, 2, 3, 4 people all the way into the end zone. Touchdown for Seeley. Love to see that.
You know, I told his dad one time, I used to love watching Titus Seeley play middle school basketball. And you think, well, that's boring. He played middle school basketball just like he played football. There were bodies laying all over the court.
You wanted to get out of his way. Yeah. And the coach would be like, hey, you got to take a charge. And he goes, you take the charge, coach.
You fouled out in the first quarter.
Yeah. But, hey, we got a lot of guys who are afraid to go inside now. Stowers gets ready to snap. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It is up, and it is good. West Plains on top now by 35 points. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
Sometimes a battery will give noticeable early warning signs, but not always, like low engine crank, check engine light, swelling or bloating of the battery case, battery leakage, or just old age. Don't get stranded in the cold or a thunderstorm. Have your vehicle's batteries tested at Don's Auto Service in West Plains off Porter Wagner Boulevard.
This is John Kinslow with Don's Auto Service, where we are more than a tire store.
What would you do if you could skip your car payments for 90 days? Buy season tickets to your favorite team? Start on a home improvement project? Take a much-needed road trip? Whether you're buying a new car, a new-to-you car, or refinancing the one you have now, Landmark Bank wants you to stop worrying and start making memories. Take advantage of a 90 days no-pay period on qualifying auto loans. Isn't it time you became a Landmark? Apply today at landmarkbank.com.
Landmark Bank, here for you.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Zizzers kick off to the Glendale Falcons. The man gets to the 25, across the 30, 35, 40, down to about the 44-yard line. Nice return by the Falcons. 1st and 10.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment, where you can find all you need to stay at home from the folks at home, including CPAPs.
You know that commercial.
Love it.
It makes you think about CPAPs, dude. Are
days.
you snoring? Are you staying?
Are you choking in your sleep?
Are you going to die tomorrow night? Get a CPAP. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Quarterback says, nope, I don't like this formation, so we're going to take a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KDY 102.5.
Norman Orr Office Supply, 202 West Main in West Plains is ready to take care of all your business needs. Whether you're starting up an office or it's time to upgrade, stop in and see the great selection of office furniture. They now offer janitorial and safety supplies. And when you need copiers, printers, or their supplies, they have those too. Online ordering is available, and they offer free next-day delivery in the West Plains area. Check them out online, norman-orr.com, or call 256-6808.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
Oh, wow. Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Score is 49-14 as the weather gets bad, Reed. The press booth just keeps filling up.
Look at that full house.
I love it. I love it. Got some of the West Plains coaches with us right now. Terrible weather outside right now as the rain starts to fall. Glendale wants to throw, puts the ball up in the air. Downfield, it's picked off by Sander Parker. He's got it at the 50, the 40, the 31, man to beat. And he catches them, goes all the way down to the 21-yard line. Good job by Parker. 1st and 10 for the Zizzers.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by West Plains Roofing, keeping business and families covered since 1968. For all your roofing needs, call Beach and the crew down at West Plains Roofing.
49-14. And Parker, who at the first of the game had so many good runs, now comes back defensively with a nice return. I call him the Senator because he's got perfect hair. So you ever notice all of the United States Senators around now, they've all got that great hair going. Yeah. And Parker's one of those kids, so expect him to go far in politics someday if he keeps that hair.
Well, I was wondering where the nickname came from.
That's Senator. That's why we call him Senator Parker. 1st and 10 for the Zizzers from the 23-yard line. Double tight formation, 2 receivers off to the right. They give the ball to Lidgard. Lidgard at the 25, gets outside of the 20. Good job by Miller doing some good blocking out there. We haven't got to mention this a lot, too, but number 66, Jalen James, gets in there and lays a good block on the outside. Also in there right now, 71, Hunter Frazier, the senior, getting to play some time in the last regular season game here at home.
Yeah, Jalen James, I mean, he comes across, I mean, I would get out of his way.
Yeah, here's Seeley. All you got to do is put Seeley and those two lined up together. Yeah. The defensive end usually starts shaking just a little bit. 2nd and 5 now for the Zizzers. Ball at the 18-yard line. 1 minute left to go here in the third quarter. Double tight formation. They give. And it tries to go up the middle, and there's nothing there for Lidgard, so he bounces to the outside. 15-10. Out comes the yellow flag. Once again, we'll have to see what the call is.
Yeah, I was afraid that was a real late flag, but I was afraid they were going to get us on that hold out there.
Well, and you know, the funny thing about was you were talking about Perkins being down here talking to the referee saying you got to get that holding penalty. That's when the referee's like, Coach, how about this one?
Yeah, I'll show you.
You don't like the way it smells? How's it smell from 10 yards down? So Scissors back up. The first down. They're going to mark 10 yards back. Holding called against the Scissors. Lidgard tried to bounce it outside, did a good job, but we got called for holding on the outside. Also in there, 56, Caleb Curley doing a good job blocking at that offensive line. They have been making big holes for these Zizzer running backs all night long. 46 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. West Plains on top, 49-14. Ball is at the 21-yard line. Miller, the freshman, lined out to the right side, wide side of the field. They give to Lidgard. Lidgard goes up the middle, and he gets hit, does not spin out of that tackle. And that's one thing tonight, Reed. Those Glendale linebackers have done a good job containing Braden Lidgard.
They really have, and that was a hard hit, and I believe the hitter is dinged up a little bit.
Yeah, well, against the way our guys run the ball. That's one of the things you're going to think twice about trying to make a tackle. West Plains looks content to run out the clock to start the fourth quarter, so we'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
And there's a flag on the play.
Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the new Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletes for safe play through its season and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you don't have to visit OMC Orthopedics, but if you do, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer Athletics.
Providing commercial and residential electrical connection, Long Electric in West Plains specializes in repairs as basic as receptacle replacement and ceiling fan installation to advanced installations such as kitchen lighting, panel upgrades, whole home surge protection, and planning stages of construction. Long Electric's customer commitment is call-ahead scheduling, upfront pricing, and 24/7 emergency demands. Long Electric, bringing the power to you at 293-6884. When things go wrong, call Long and look for the man in the white and blue van.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. West Plains on top, 49-14. Hadn't said anything about our good buddy Nate Hudson back at the studio. Nate is always doing a great job making sure we're on the air when we're supposed to. Thank you, Nate. Referee talking right now to the quarterback. Said, come on, guys. We got one more quarter. Let's get out of here with no penalties. Ball at the Falcon, 18-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They wait and give to Seeley. Seeley's patient, tries to go up the middle. There's nothing there. So he's at the 20, down to the 15, carries about 5 Glendale Falcons with him for an additional 3 yards.
And Seeley is fired up, and it's going to be really close to a first down, Travis, but that's going to bring up 4th and very short.
4th and short. Ball will be marked about the 12-yard, we'll say 13-yard line. 11:30 left to go here in the fourth quarter. West Plains on top, 49-14. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Glendale has tried for it on 4th down 5 times tonight. Zizzer defense has come up strong. Players get the play. Quarterback set up in the backfield. They're going to give to Lidgard right up the middle. Lidgard gets out of one tackle, blast to the left, is going to be stopped, and then leans forward, Reed, and it all depends on what the spot is. Nice job by Lidgard, though.
If he spots with his left foot, we may be okay.
If with his right, it'll be Glendale's ball.
Yeah.
They're going to bring out the chains and check it out. But isn't that amazing, though, when you think of Lidgard and you see him, and you're like, oh, no, he's going to be hitting the backfield. And then he breaks out of 1 tackle and then 2 tackles.
Yeah, it's like they put axle grease on him or something. He's hard to grab a hold of.
And the way they bounce, I mean, it's just incredible. I thought there was a flag down on the field, but just one of the refs where they put their hat down for the spot. In comes the chain crew. They are cold. They want to get some action. They probably like being able to run, warm up. You know, I've been standing here holding the chains all night. They put them down. Wait patiently for the spot. Chain is down, and the referee says, turned over to the Glendale Falcons. So West Plains is short by the nose of a football. Falcons will take over 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Southern Hills Shopping Center, where you'll find something for everyone, every time, every day.
Boy, you just don't see that happen very often. West Plains has been so efficient this year on going on 4th down and about. Like the play called by Coach Perkins down in this part of the end zone or this part of the field, may as well go for it. Problem is Glendale can score so quickly. They've got a 35-point lead right now. Score is 49-14 with 11 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Glendale, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Zizzer playing that cover 2 defense. Dagan Kinslow back playing one of the safeties. Quarterback wants to throw. He's under pressure. He's going to tuck it and run. Guys are playing great contain, and they tackle the Falcon quarterback about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And you know the weather's bad when you got to reach up and clean off the window.
The weather's bad, and we're full of hot air.
Man, and everybody else too that's in there, all coaches and sideline guys are just happy to be in here. They're up with us because they're just like, it beats being out there. 10 minutes left to go here in the game. 49-14, ball on the own 10-yard line of the Falcons. They're deep in their own territory. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Quarterback awaits a snap. He looks left. Now he's looking down the middle of the field, and there's a pass caught down the seam at the 30, 35, 40, breaks out another tackle, gets all the way down to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by West Plains Lock and Key, where tradition meets technology, commercial, residential, or auto, they can help.
Good tackle made that time by number 20, Dakota Hanson, making sure the Falcons didn't get in the end zone. Kinslow, number 19, is that other free safety playing back there. Also in the game, we talked about him, is number 36, Lopez. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Glendale does not take long to get ready in between plays. Quarterback standing in his own 43-yard line. He looks, wants to throw down the middle in the seam. Once again, caught at the 30. Ball is knocked out, but referees are going to say, nope, just incomplete pass. Good job by the Zizzer defensive back there to knock the ball out the right time.
Good pressure that time by Seeley. Came back and hit quarterback right as he threw it, and good job by the defensive back separating the man from the ball.
Kinslow in there to make a good knockdown along with 26, Chance Eldringhoff. 3 receivers now to the left, to the right. 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. They throw a quick screen, caught the 45. Man gets across midfield, and he's hit right away, maybe 5 yards on the play. We'll call it 3rd down and 5 for the Falcons now.
You know, and Glendale's been running that screenplay the whole game, and they've been fairly successful, you know, getting 3 or 4 yards at a time, but West Plains defense has done a great job containing that play.
Yes, they have. Cornerbacks coming up, playing that position, not letting anybody get outside of him. Now, 2 receivers the short side of the field, 3 to the right. Glendale content just to throw the ball all game. Quarterback looks, wants to throw deep down the field. Waits, has a man way down there, but good defense once again by Kinslow. Kinslow knows he had a chance for the interception, but that's okay. Your job on defense is just knock it down. 4th down and 6 now for the Falcons.
Good coverage that time by the West Plains Zizzers. It looked like we had the Glendale receivers outnumbered deep down the field and almost came up with a crucial interception.
Yeah, good job by these young defensive backs and stuff. You know, we've got some of your younger guys out there trying to get them some plays on Friday night, and they're doing an excellent job. Also in there, number 20, Dakota Hansen. Ball will be at the 48-yard line of the Zizzers. 4th down and 6. We've held them 5 times tonight. Let's make it a 6. 3 receivers off to the right, 2 to the left, which is the short side of the field. Glendale says, nope, we're going to have a illegal procedure called against the Falcons. Mark it back 5 yards, so now it's going to be 4th down and 10.
Looks like the 2 receivers on the visitor's side over there left a little bit early.
You know, that's almost a for sure thing, too. It was probably their number that was being called. You get some of the younger guys in there, and they're like, I finally get a pass thrown my way. But wait, was it on 2 or 3? Oops. Penalty called against the Falcons. 4th down and 10 now. They're going to go for it. Looks for a man. Screen, and there's nothing there. And, oh, my goodness. You heard Reed let out the expiration as Washington came in and absolutely leveled the quarterback. And that's a turnover on downs. Good job by the Zizzer defense.
Washington and Tristan Clark also came in and got in on that play. Good job.
I think it was really more Tristan Clark that came in and made it. Washington just wrapped up at the end, so good job by Clark by getting the sack. Once again, some of these young guys a chance to play.
Yeah, and that Zizzer 1st and 10 is brought to you by Arvest Bank in West Plains. Be sure to think of them for all your personal and commercial banking needs.
Call Arvest Bank today. 49-14 is the score. 7 minutes now left to go here in the 4th quarter. West Plains wants to run this clock out. 56 now checking in, Caleb Curley. He's going to play that guard position. Rackley says, Curley, get up there and block, because all we're going to do is give the lid guard up the middle. And lid guard complies by running up the middle. He's at the 35, the 30, all the way down to about the 28-yard line. Gets 9 yards on the carry. 2nd and 1 now for the Zizzers. Good job by that offensive line.
Yeah, offensive line has really been playing well all night.
And they just make huge, huge holes for these guys. Clock now at 6 minutes. We've got the running clock since West Plains is up by 35 points. Miller, the freshman, comes out here and plays the split end on the left side. You know they want to get a chance to throw to him and get some confidence, because he's going to be one of those guys you see a lot of in the future.
Absolutely.
Now, here's the snap. They give to Lidgard up the middle. Lidgard at the 30, the 25, squeezes out, gets to the 20, the 18. That is another Zizzer 1st down by Lidgard.
No, I don't think that's Lidgard, Travis.
Who is it? Wait, they're telling me. Who is it, Coach? Cox is Dalton Cox is the one who's right. And with us guys, you don't have to be quiet. Just say, hey, dummy, that's Dalton Cox.
We're getting old. We can't see anymore.
Yeah, we can. We got the glasses, and it's fogged up here. So, but we do want to make sure, because we know it's important for all the grandmas and grandpas and parents out there that love these kids. Make sure we're calling the right numbers. Cox, who's got a chance to run in a couple games before this year, comes out and shows some of his speed, just a sophomore. 3 receivers off to the right now. They fake it to Cox. No, they give to him off the right side. He's at the 20, falls ahead to about the 18. Just a little hesitant on that one, too. And, Reed, we're going to see a lot more new players.
That was Jesse Hudson, number 22, with the call. So he ran it off to the right side, and he's a good little running back. We'll see a lot of him in the future as well.
Checking in now for the Zizzers is number 6, Dalton Cox, who had the last one coming off the field, like I said, 22, Jesse Hudson. 2 receivers off to the left, 2 to the right. Rackley still the quarterback. 4 minutes left to go here in the game. West Plains on top, 49-14. Rackley waits a snap, sends a man in motion, gives to him on the jet sweep, but Glendale sweeps that out, knows it's coming. We lose about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and that's Heston Miller. And Miller's like, hey, They're not supposed to get me that quick, Coach.
Somebody's got a block.
We know a lot of times on the old way they used to run the jet sweep is you actually had a pulling guard, and there was nobody blocking that defensive tackle. And the idea was on the jet sweep was just to run faster than the defensive tackle. But when you've got a tackle that's in the backfield waiting for you before you get the ball, it's not always the easiest thing to do. But like we said, we want to get Miller the ball, get him a little confidence. Rackley trying to tell everybody where to line up now. Got a lot of new guys in the game. Now Rackley says, I'll give you the ball and you just run up the middle. And that's Cox does. Cox gets across the 20, down to about the 15-yard line. Much better run that time on 3rd and 16. We're going to have 4th and long here coming up. West Plains will go for it, though, and just take more time off the clock.
You know, Cox is one of those kids. He's extremely fast. If he, gets out into some open space, there's not very many people that'll be able to catch him.
Well, and that's one thing about this team, too. I meant the track team. Coach Dixon's so excited about some of the things that might come up because you've got so many young athletes. Logue is another good athlete. Haven't got to call his number tonight, too. He's been hurt a little bit, but he's one of those guys that by the time he gets done in high school is going to high jump 6'7", 6'8". Cox back there now with Rackley. Rackley wants to throw, puts the ball up in the air. He's got Miller down there, and Miller, he caught the ball, but the referee said he was out of bounds. What concentration by Miller, and I love the fact they're throwing the ball down to him, but turnover on downs.
And the home crowd is not happy.
Miller's not happy. He comes off and takes off his helmet, and they have to tell Heston there are no TV cameras in high school football. Keep your helmet on. You know you got a pretty face, and you're disappointed, but keep the helmet on. 2.5 minutes left to go here. West Plains on top, 49-14. Glendale gets the ball back. They're going to try to score some more points before this game is over. Quarterback rolls to his left, puts the ball up in the air. It's caught about the 35-yard line, but good defense. However, Glendale gets the first down.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by KT Roofing. They're the place to call for all your roofing needs. Call Kevin at 417-256-3016.
KT Roofing. Glendale has the ball at their own 36-yard line. Want to throw out in the flat. However, they throw out to the right, and it's a nice catch. Defender for West Plains misses. Man comes up. Unfortunately, another guy there. That was number 20, Dakota Hansen, making a good stop. 2 minutes left to go here in the game. Ball still at the Glendale 44-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield all night. Quarterback wants to throw, has a man at the seam, caught at the 45, gets up to the 40, and Reed, that's another Falcon first down.
That first and 10 is brought to you by Brad Guffey Motors for all your automotive needs. Stop and see the good folks on Porter Wagner Boulevard today.
Porter Wagner, see him, give him a call. Paul, all those good guys. Missing Paul Knight here tonight. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 1.5 minutes left to go for the Falcons. Falcons want to throw the football. Good pressure, my goodness gracious. That has to hurt when you have 2 guys coming in like that on you. What a good job by Washington. Who was the other guy?
It looked like Aiden Holt and Washington. Both got in there on that side.
Big sack that time. 1 minute left to go. Falcons still want to put points up on the board, playing for pride here. 49-14 is the score. Falcons. Oh, my goodness. Washington with the chance for his second interception of the night. They tried to set up that tunnel screen, and that was one of those ones, Reed, that hits you in the worst place, right between both hands. You never expect that as a defender. As an offender, that's what you're looking for. 40 seconds left to go in the game. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Trying not to sneeze. Quarterback.
Couldn't do it.
For Glendale, throws the ball way down the field, caught at the 15-yard line. First down from the 13. There's only 22 seconds left. They're stopping the clock, which they should not stop.
I don't understand.
I do now, because Glendale calls a timeout. 49-14. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDY 102.5.
To get that trophy buck you're going to be hunting, you need to get deep in the woods. That's where the High Sun Side-by-Side from Outpost Motorsports comes in. The High Sun Side-by-Side comes standard with a top, windshield, and winch, and can get you where the big bucks live to set up and get it out of the woods after the harvest. High Sun is the fastest growing side-by-side brand. See why for yourself at your side-by-side headquarters, Outpost Motorsports, next to the Civic Center in West Plains, and online at outpostmotorsports.com. Financing available with approved credit.
Hi, it's Shelley with West Plains Roofing to talk to you about Colt's RV and Campers. Colt specializes in roof replacement, roof repairs, and power washing RVs and campers. He can also fix that annoying leak that you may have been putting off so you can always camp in comfort. Call 417-274-4284. That's 417-274-4284 for Colt's RV and Campers. At West Plains Roofing, our family has protected all you work for since 1968. Take the work off your shoulders. Call Colt's RV and Campers today.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Got about 20 seconds left at the timeout. Glendale wants to throw, puts the ball in the air, called about the 1 yard line. And they're going to call another timeout, Reed. I like it for the kids because they're wanting Glendale to score one more point. But that's going to be a long ride home. My goodness.
Yeah, it really is. And, you got to be impressed with the West Plains Zizzers tonight. Coming into this game, there was a lot of, unanswerables coming into this game. And Glendale is always dangerous. I don't care what their record is. And we handled them pretty well.
Well, handled it so well, and you talked about that too. Seeley, after that timeout, first guy back on the field. I mean, here it is, the last play. Most people are cold. It's raining. They want to get out of here, get to the locker room. Seeley's out in there. He's like, I got one more chance. 15 seconds left. Quarterback just going to keep it this time and try to go outside. Nothing doing there, so it's going to be intercepted by Kinslow. Kinslow just needs to get down and take a knee, and he does. That will end the ball game. In the ball game as West Plains wins 49-14. We'll be back in 1 minute with a little wrap-up on KDY 102.5.
And there's a flag on the play.
Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the new Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletes for safe play through its season and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you don't have to visit OMC Orthopedics, but if you do, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer Athletics.
Fall is officially here, and with that comes great deals on new Chevys, Buicks, and GMCs at Brad Guffey Motor in West Plains. Save thousands with supplier pricing, rebates, finance packages, and the Guffey discount to drive home a new vehicle today. Check out the website at bradguffey.com and then come see us at 1634 Porter Wagner for a great deal on a new car, truck, crossover, or SUV. We also have a good selection of pre-owned vehicles to fit almost any budget. Remember to stay local and come see us at Brad Guffey Motor today.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
Reed Grigsby and Travis Smith back here at Zizzer Stadium. Reed had a lot of unanswered thing we talked about before the game. Pretty much got the answers. The way we won tonight is we win 49-14.
Yeah, dealing with some injuries and some other losses, throughout the season, and we're able to plug in some great players from the sophomore and junior levels, and maybe even a couple freshmen, and they're able to come in and really hold the ship together.
Well, and they want so badly to get those younger guys a chance to get on the field, get them a chance to play. I mean, that's what they did with Miller. They threw that ball at the very end. He caught it. Unfortunately, it was caught out of bounds. But, man, the way they get the ball around to so many different players is just unbelievable.
Yeah, nobody is selfish, and everybody's blocking. We even have, some people playing out of position. Like you said, Washington playing offense. We had our quarterback and our running back playing defense. So unselfish. And it's so nice to be able to put those kids. They're so talented. It's always nice to have your best athletes on the field, regardless of what their background is.
Well, talking about having your quarterback and your running back there on defense, not only did they play, they also had the two biggest hits of the evening. Right. I meant Rackley starts off with just this thing where just knocking it your head rattles. That's the old term they used to use. Your teeth rattle inside your head. You got hit so hard and stuff. And you don't expect that from a guy who plays quarterback. So not only do they come in and do their job, they do it very well.
He lit that dude up and played that very well. And then Lidgard, of course, always hits hard, whether he plays hard, whether he's on offense or defense. I don't think he cares what it is. He just likes to be on the field.
Likes to play. All the kids like to hit. As much as Coach Womack likes to be on the radio, that's too. I saw he was running across the field. I told him he's got 1 minute and 30 seconds to get up here.
He just wanted to get out of the rain.
Yeah, he did. Just like all the other coaches tonight. So we're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be back with Coach Womack here on KDY 102.5.
Whether you drive the very smallest of cars or a big rig, there's one name you need to remember: Bracket Service Center. They can fix them all. From general maintenance to biggest of jobs, Bracket Service Center in West Plains can get the job done. If you break down, Bracket offers 24-hour roadside assistance. For your personal car to your whole company fleet, see Bracket Service Center, 1630 Freedom Drive in West Plains, online at bracketroadservice.com or call 256-2663.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
Post game was Zizzer's win 49-14. Coach, good job against these Glendale Falcons.
Yeah, good game tonight. We were really nervous coming in. They'd taken Camden right down to the last minute of the game. And, anytime somebody can throw the ball over the field, and they averaging 37 points a game, they worry. Our defense did an outstanding job. And, we had a lot of kids injured and out for various reasons, and some, we had to put Rackley on defense, had to put
They had the biggest hit of the night. That's
one
thing that Reed and I were talking about. I meant Rackley absolutely lit that kid up.
Yeah, that was a big play because I think that was a fourth down play. Maybe they had got a first down on it, and they were in their end of the field, so had a chance to score. I was getting close to the red zone, and then Kinslow hadn't played much varsity all year long. He stepped in, did a nice job. So I thought our defense really stood out, and offensively we just kept, we knew we could move the ball against them and pound the ball against them, and we was able to do that. But I think our defense was the one to shut these guys out in the first half. That was something.
Well, and overall, in the first half, shut them out 5 times to get the ball back. Now you expect a little bit more from Glendale because they're going to throw the ball, but 6 times in a game, turnover on downs, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think we had that, and we have 3 interceptions maybe. I think Eric had 1, and then
could have had 2.
Parker had, could have had 2. Parker had 1, and Dagan on that last one. And you don't want them to score because they are one of the better teams at the onside kicks. I mean, I charted it.
Yes, they did.
I charted it this week, and they'd recovered, I think, already like 12 onside kicks on the year. And so Coach was like, "We can't let them get an onside kick." And I was like, "Coach, if they kick 6 or 7, there's a chance they're going to get 1." And we were fortunate they just got 1 tonight, and probably should have got 2, but Ackerson did a good job of getting down in there and grabbing the ball. And so I think that we ended up with 3 onside kicks, and they got 1. But that makes it tough because when they get back-to-back possessions, they can turn the momentum real quick.
Well, good job tonight. Now you start focusing on district. More than likely, who do you think you're going to see next week?
Well, we think it looks like it's going into this week, it's going to be Neosho, and they were playing Republic tonight. There's that chance they win, Hillcrest loses, they could jump ahead of Hillcrest, but it looked like it's going to be that Hillcrest Neosho. As of right now, we think we're going to be number 2, and it'll be Bolivar number 3 and Webb number 1. So hopefully we can get 2 more home games here and before we have to leave again. And the thing they have to understand now, it's one and done. You can't have a bad night. And Neosho's scary defensively. They've done a good job. They held Webb City to their lowest output of the year. They really struggle scoring the ball, but they played a tough conference, the COC, and the first time I think that I can remember us playing them.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Southwest corner of the state, Reed and I were talking about that. It's like West Plains. Here you are in the middle of the state. You don't know if you're going to go 120 miles east or you're going to go 200 miles west. But either way, you're going to go somewhere.
We've pretty much visited all angles of it.
Well, and that's why, too, it is nice to have, like you said, hopefully 2 games in a row. And Reed and I were talking, too. We love everybody listening on the radio and stuff, too, but we need to get a good crowd out for the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm sure the weather kept a lot of people away tonight, and it sounded like next week's not going to be much better, but we need to get the crowd down here right. And it's football weather right now, and so get people out here and watch these guys. You know, to be 8-1 at this time, it's a great accomplishment for them, and hopefully some better things are ahead.
Well, and the nice thing I liked about this season, a little different than last year, we've lost a game. We've been behind in a couple games, so you're not going to get to the playoffs, get in one of those situations where you get behind and start panicking because you just don't know what this is like.
Well, yeah, our first 12 games last year was all running clock, so our boys never really played. For sure in the fourth quarter, but a lot of times not the third or the fourth quarter. So we've had to play tonight or this year, and so they're probably better prepared. We hope to get some kids back that are healthy, so we're not playing. We started 6 guys tonight both ways, and you could tell a little bit we got tired towards the end of the game. We started 7-7. Tristan Clark came in, had a big sack there, and I know that Dakota Hansen played, and Chance Eldringhoff, and so we was getting some bodies in there, and Dakota Cox came in, ran the ball good, and so, we had to kind of move some other younger kids in there because of some of our injuries and things like that.
Well, but that's what you've done so well this year, too, is adjusting. I think that's been part of our success, too, is because there's so many different weapons you can use. You come out and you see Washington lined up as wide receiver, and 2 games ago he's playing guard.
Right.
So defensively, if you're trying another team, trying to prepare for what's going on against West Plains, good luck.
Well, and the funny story about that is we'd worked that Colt Hickson, who's been playing a little bit of our wide receiver most of the year, he's kind of been banged up, so he didn't really get to practice this week. So we moved Eric out there to play receiver, and during pregame, Reed hurt his hand, a dislocation or something, and so they got it to pop back in there, and we were scrambling around saying, okay, Washington, you're going back to guard and everything, but Eric playing both ways kind of tonight struggled with a little bit of cramping, and so Colt had to come in and play kind of on a bum leg, made a nice catch, had some good blocks.
Yes, he did.
And so, that's the thing. You got to be ready for your opportunity and step in there and do it. So, that's the good thing about Rick. I mean, Coach brags about Eric. I'll say Eric Washington, better not call him. We call him Rick, but he can play in multiple positions. He played linebacker tonight. He played D-line. He can play our sniffer back. He can play a tight end. He can play guard or tackle. So he can play about anywhere out there. He's just a good football player.
Man, he's a heck of a musician.
Yeah, he did. He can say, when he gets to sing a song, they play it here sometimes. The kids just go crazy on it. So, I guess he's a pretty good musician.
Well, Coach, good luck next week. Hopefully it's against Neosho, but whoever it is, go kick their butt. So we have another week to play here at West Plains.
Thanks, Travis. Thank you.
West Plains wins tonight, 49-14. Thank you for listening to KDY. Good night and Godspeed. See you next week.